When you are, from the records, we saw that when you are being cross-examined by the council to the commission in Enugu, you said it was the North that waged war on Biafra.
The North, in fact, the first division from the North descended on Biafra from Nsukka.
Is that the first division of Northern Nigerian Army?
Of course, it is not first division of Northern Nigerian Army, but it was commanded by the Northern troops, Northern officers and men.
And that's your basis of saying it was the North that waged war on Biafra?
I said actually it was Nigeria that waged war, not Biafra waging war on Nigeria.
No, you said the North in your evidence.
It must be lapsus linguae.
Thank you very much. Now, you said it was in your book and in your evidence that the coup at 1966 January was long overdue.
That was what I felt. That was my opinion.
Do you still feel that a military coup is the best solution to political problems of countries such as Nigeria? Now, as you are there now on oath.
The situation in 1966 cannot by any means be equated to the situation now in Nigeria.
Now, do you agree? Now, what I'm saying is, maybe you don't understand my question.
I do understand your question. In 1966, how I felt then might not necessarily be how I feel now.
Okay. Do you still believe that military as an alternative to political government or to democratic government is the best solution?
Right now that I am an old man, I feel otherwise.
Okay. And you know that that first attempt you made was the beginning of the military incursion into democratic rule in Nigeria.
Very right. It is not the handover or button changing that you keep having after that.
Okay. Now the Ohanaeze petition and your evidence said there was to be a planned jihad on January 17th. It came from your evidence.
I said it's in my book, which was published in 1981.
Listen to my question, please.
Yes, I said so.
Now, immediately after talking about the jihad, they said the coupists.
There's nothing called.
Listen now, those who planned the coup is the same thing.
The coup plotters.
Yes, the coup plotters, it doesn't matter. The coup plotters were to install Chief Awolowo as the president.
That's what they plan to do.
Which of them? Those who planned the jihad or your own, those who planned...
You talk about planning the jihad. Those of us concerned with the coup of January 66 did not plan any jihad.
Yes.
In fact, they carried the coup, they moved fast to preempt jihad. That's what I said.
Listen,
and it's so well recorded.
No, it's no question of well recorded. You see, you planned a coup.
Beautiful.
The Ohanaeze petition alleged that that coup was to prevent a jihad on the 17th.
Beautiful.
The following sentence in their petition says, those coup plotters wanted to install Chief Awolowo as the president of Nigeria. Something is amiss somewhere. Is it your group that wanted to install Chief Awolowo or the jihadists? That's what I want you to clear to the commission.
The book I tendered here is very specific on it. Awolowo was to come and be the head of government.
That's your arrangement?
Our own, yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you believe that Igbos are being marginalized?
Of course Igbos are being marginalized.
Okay.
Let me tell you something.
Wait, you have answered my question. Now, one of your witnesses said Igbos are everywhere in this country and doing everything. They are so friendly and they are involved in every trade and business in every nook and corner of this country.
Is that how you appreciate?
Answer the question.
Is that how you appraise marginalization?
The question.
Every individual, let me tell you what is wrong with this country.
Sorry, my lord.
Every individual,
my lord, I want you to answer my question.
on his own. Every individual. So Igbos being everywhere shows that Igbos are the best Nigerians. They are the best Nigerians. They are everywhere. They are true Nigerians.
You should have waited for my question.
No, but I must preempt even your question. You see, Igbos, if you are talking about marginalization, it isn't in terms of Igbos individually working as individuals.
In what context is the marginalization?
Exactly. For instance, the question of appointments, the question of things that belong to us in general, in fact, even the question of depriving Igbos of their rights. This is marginalization.
Now, you said in the Ohanaeze petition that Igbos are only 1 out of 400 ethnic groups in this country. You agree?
Could you please restrict yourself to the statements I made?
You are supposed to answer my questions. If you don't know, say you don't know.
Uche Chukwumereji has answered that kind of question. I am dealing with January coup, and that Ohanaeze has partitioned everything. My compartment is January coup 66.
My friend, you are here as the witness of the commission, and it is my right to ask you questions, and you have an obligation to answer them. If you don't know how to answer, say you don't know.
The truth is that you said that I falsified history. I want to know where in my statement, it is in your letter. I want to know where in my statement I falsified history.
I said it is in the record of Ohanaeze, and you are their witness. And you agree with me that Ohanaeze are complaining of marginalization?
Of course.
Now, do you agree with what Ohanaeze said?
I agree that Ohanaeze is right in saying that Igbos are marginalized.
And they are also right in saying that there are over 400 ethnic groups in Nigeria.
There are too many, even more than 400 if you like.
And you also agree with what they said, that the Igbos constitute about 16% of the population of this country.
I would have said actually 25%.
Okay. Now do you have any statistics to show that the Igbos in appointments do not have up to 25% in the federal service? Do you have any statistics?
My
if
Lord,
you don't have, say you don't have.
Let me answer it. Don't rush me. How can you have statistics when we don't have true census figures in Nigeria?
I'm not talking of...
How can you? You are talking about statistics. Let us have census figures first.
Because we don't have census figures, then we don't have statistics.
Then you are imagining
appointments in federal.
A lot of people are dreaming dreams in this country. Some people put the population of this Nigeria at 120 million. Some said 100. Some said 100. When are we going to have our figures? True figures.
Please answer my question. We're talking about appointments. You said you are being marginalized in appointments. Do you have any statistics to show that you do not have up to 25%?
Ohanaeze can supply that, and I believe that Ohanaeze has supplied that.
They have not supplied it.
Well, you go to Ohanaeze to supply it. Okay. Let me go on what I know.
Now, military regimes, just like the one you wanted to bring in, come on their own. And when they rule as military regimes.
Sometimes, not all the time.
Not all the time.
If you like, I name your military regimes that use civilians to get on with rulership or governance.
Just like civilians use you in 66. There was never any military regime in this country that ruled without civilians.
Fair enough.
That ruled without civilians.
Good. I'm happy you are confirming it. That's what I said.
Yes. And there was never any military regime in this country that ruled without representation from across this country.
We never ruled Nigeria.
No, I'm not talking.
We of January 66 never ruled Nigeria, so you are not in a position to know who should have been in the government if we actually wanted to rule Nigeria.
Okay. Now, in 1966, 60% of the officers of the Nigerian army were Igbos.
60% of the officer corps
were Igbos.
That is, in fact, an estimate, yes.
Yes. And at that time, from your evidence and your book, one of the things worrying the Igbo officers was that there was the Nigerianization of the army, and some people were insisting on quota.
You know, I took advantage of Nigerianization of the army. So I could not condemn Nigerianization of the army.
No, I'm not saying you.
What we took exception from was the question of anybody in trousers becoming an officer. That's what we took exception from.
Okay. Now, when you left the army as a captain.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
I didn't leave the army. I was bundled into prison.
Okay, and then from there dismissed or retired.
Up till tomorrow, we were not tried, so I don't know whether it's dismissed or retired.
And all this is because you are involved in the January 66.
Exactly.
General Njuma.
And as I told you, even Gawan did not try us.
Yes.
Rather, he gave one of us, our leader, he gave our leader a military burial and gave him full military honors whilst he detained us. And you could kill Ironsi for not trying us. And he left that gentleman for not trying us either.
Now, at the time you planned the coup, or you were planning the coup, you knew that if the coup failed, your career in the army is finished.
Fantastic, you are right.
Then
I knew.
Yes. Then why were you complaining that some of your mates were major generals?
You see, the trouble is that
they didn't plan a coup. They were good Nigerians. That's why they became major generals.
A lot of them became major generals because of coups.
Successful
and in fact,
coups.
they promoted themselves. You should have known that. Why are you laughing? You should have known that. They promoted themselves. That's why other countries laugh at us. Please go ahead.
Yes, I'll go ahead, Mr. Bule. Mr. Bule, now in your book, you tried to state the reasons why you people gathered to organize the coup.
You're right.
Now, thinking back now, do you still regard those reasons as valid?
Very.
Listen, for a military takeover instead of a democratic change of government. You understand the question?
The reasons were as valid then as they are valid today. The killings in the West and the killings in TV area prompted, in fact, an action from us. And there were other reasons. Now, other reasons, they're all enumerated in the book I had tendered.
Now, you use the rank colonel now because you are promoted in the Biafran army.
Beautiful.
And
I prefer it.
And Ojukwu also promoted himself.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I don't know. When he comes, you'll ask him.
Now, from certain publications we read, credited you, you were not in very good terms with Ojukwu.
I am happy you said this.
Yes.
In other words, I have my own views on every issue. I am happy you said this.
Yes.
Because I fought the war on the Biafran side. I criticized Ojukwu for taking certain measures. And I'm happy you have my book there, The Fall of Biafra. I have my own views, just as I had my own views in Nigeria when I was an army officer, and my views tallied with some views by other people.
Now, do you know that, like I said earlier, in every corner of this country there are Igbos living peacefully with other Nigerians? Living
peacefully?
Yes, with other Nigerians.
Well, there are Igbos, correct, but living peacefully, I don't know. Because they are being murdered at every turn. They are being slaughtered at every turn. Anytime there was any riot, they are slaughtered. And you should have known that too.
Are you speaking on facts or on what you read on the pages of newspapers?
Well, all I can tell you is that there's even a case here.
There are Igbos across northern Nigeria.
Probably Akaloka is living happily, isn't he? Probably.
Do you know what Akaluka did? You brought the issue. Do you know what Akaluka did? Do you know the facts?
Whatever he did.
Listen, do you know the facts?
Whatever he did, he should have been subjected to the rule of law.
Listen, do you know the facts?
The rule of law should have applied.
Do you know the facts about Akaluka?
You said that I listened to the radio and I read the papers.
Look,
I read the papers.
Oh, so
all I know is that he is not alive today to even deny what he's been said to have done.
Do you know that as a result of Akaluka, 20 House of people were killed?
That is what you said. We have not been told this. Have you sent any delegation to Igbo land to explain the Akaluka issue? Have you sent any delegation to Igbo land?
You are not supposed to ask me questions. You have to answer my
I'm
questions.
sorry. I'm awfully sorry, my lord.
Okay.
All I can tell you is that you are begging the question with regard to Akaloka because he's not around. He's dead already.
Adewale Ademoye.
Was it an Igbo coup?
No, it was not an Igbo coup. It was not. And the answer is self-evident. Among the majors that carried out that coup, a principal actor was Major Adewale Ademoyega, a graduate of history from the University of London. He was one of the ideological foundations of that action. He and Major Emmanuel Ifajuna, who also was a graduate who read sciences at the University of Ibadan. They were the ideological bastions of that action. So you couldn't have an Igbo coup where one of the leaders was a Yoruba man. Out of 5 officers, they are known: Ifajuna, Major Ifajuna, Major Nzogu, Major Okafor, Major, what's his name? This guy who was killed in the counter coup. So about 5 majors, and you had that Major Adewale, and you had lieutenants who were of other ethnic groups, including Atong Pera, who was from the north. But that is just one side of the coin. There is another vital side to that issue. By January 15th of 1966, there were 40 Nigerians who were majors who had attained their majority in the army. 40. Of that 40, 24 were Igbo officers. 24 of those 40 officers. If you went to the rank of lieutenant colonels, you didn't have up to 5 northern officers who attained or superseded the position of lieutenant colonel as of that morning. And of those 16 other majors remaining, they were mostly not from the north. They were from Cross River State, what is now Cross River State, so, Akwa Ibom State, yes, south western Nigeria. So you didn't even have those officers in the north. If you had 24 majors, Igbo majors, and only 4 participated, how could it be an Igbo coup? Lieutenant Colonel Ato Chinyelu Nebwe was killed. The man came from Orifte in Anambra State. He was killed.
What was the circumstances of his death?
He was in opposition to the coup. It wasn't because he kept the keys to the armory, because he was quartermaster general.
Yeah.
And it's not the job of a quartermaster general to keep the armory, the key to the armory. He was killed because he was opposed to that coup. And he was pure Igbo blood from the current Anambra State. So it is not true to say that no Igbo officer was killed. Lieutenant Colonel Ato Chinyelu Unebe, he was killed. He was classmates with Yakubu Gowon. In fact, Yakubu Gowon was his best man during his wedding. They were friends. And also, when you check about the northern officers who were killed, no Fulani officer was killed. Yes. No Hausa officer was killed. Like Jema was not a Hausa man. Memelari was not a Hausa man. They were northern officers.
That brings us to the question. So how did we come to this conclusion that it was a northern army? Because if you look at the officers' corps, Igbos dominated the officer corps. So how did they not come to dominate the army?
I will explain that to you. The army is an appendage to executive political power. I told you that, extreme strength is its source. If it is filthy at the source, it will be filthy all throughout. If it only trickles, it will not. You won't expect it to be gushing down the line. Political authority resided with the Prime Minister, who was a puppet of the Fulani Premier of Northern Nigeria, who was controlling the country. So the army was controlled by Sardana of Sokoto. That is why they had that dominance.
Before the coming of the Sardana, Igbo officers dominated the army.
They
right?
dominated the army in the officer corps. They didn't dominate in other ranks. No, they didn't. A lot of the troops you had were from the north, especially the Middle Belt area. That's where you had all those recruit private, lance corporal, sergeant. Those were mostly from the north and the Middle Belt region.
We can call them the foot soldiers.
Yes, other ranks, something like that. That's it.
So, having plotted the January 1966 coup,
Yes.
you needed Igbo officers to counter it. Ironsi and the like of Njoku and Ojukwu countered Nzogo and Co.
Yes.
Yet, some will still argue it was an Igbo coup. If it was an Igbo coup, how did Igbo officers counter it?
Yes, you see, your question is fundamental, and I have to use it to explain certain things. The south of this country, especially my own Igbo people, don't seem to understand the power of propaganda, even though the doing of Nigerian journalism was Azikiwe. We seem not to understand it. What they did in the north, was to establish what they called the Northern Historical Society. And then they got all these British colonial forces, colonial officers like Moffat and all the rest of them, to be writing a lot of nonsense, publishing a lot of falsehood, spreading disinformation, circulating misinformation, and people took those things to become the basic truth of what happened. The coup from day one was never, from conception to perpetration until today, was never an Igbo coup. But it was to their benefit to make it look like an Igbo coup. How could you have an Igbo coup and its main intention was to institute Chief Obafemi Awolowo as the Prime Minister of Yoruba man?
Is that the truth?
Yes. Chief Awolowo confirmed it in his book, My March Through Prison. It is there. It is there. They made, Zogu was interviewed, he confirmed it. It's in the book written by Adewale, Why We Struck. It's in the book written by Major Bullier. It's all there. Do you understand? Okay, apart from, in this book, I devoted a chapter to General Yakubu Gowon that I entitled Agui Ironsi's Army Chief of Staff. General Gowon is nearing 90 years. I think he should make peace with his God. I think he should make peace with his conscience.
Why?
Because he has been living a lie.
How?
What they did was to say that he was the one who crushed the coup. Yakubu Gowon arrived the country on the eve of the coup. He had no command.
Yeah?
You can't move troops without a command. The person who Ironsi gave the command to go and crush the coup was a Cameroonian, Captain Hans Anago. The man is still alive now. He's a traditional ruler in Cameroon because when these people, the southern Cameroon area, they went back to Nigeria, back to Cameroon. So he entered the Cameroonian army. He ended up as a general. He is still there. I got him. I interviewed him. It's in the book. And the man said, Gowon knows, and heaven knows that I led the troops. He volunteered to join us. But they kept, if you read this book, I keep forgetting these people because they are liars, these white men. Nobody told lies more than white people. I've lived with them, I've schooled with them, I know them. They lied intrinsically. So they formulated this fabrication that it was Yakubu Gowon who crossed the coup. Crossed it where? It was Ironsi who went from his house in Ikoyi to Ikeja, that cantonment, and roused Colonel Hilary Njoku from sleep. And they mustered the troops. And he delegated them to go and cross the coup. That was what happened.
A revolutionary betrayed.
These people, the coup plot at revolutionary, they did not have intention of taking over Apase to be the head of state. They had it in mind to put Awolowo there as the prime minister. So how can you now call that a Igbo coup? When they had they want the Yoruba man to lead the country.
We are looking at the book Colonel Victor Banjo, A Revolutionary Betrayed. A book written by Ni Aborishade, who is my guest on State Affairs. You know, books like this excites me. They talk about where we are coming from. And if we are able to understand where we are coming from, we would know why we are where we are. And if we don't understand what to do to solve the problems of now, we will see how the future will be a repetition of the past.
Right.
That is the power of books. So you should be reading this book. You should have a copy of this book. Of history, politics, and power. Colonel Victor Banjo, A Revolutionary Betrayed. Mr. Borishade, you were talking about Awolowo.
That's correct.
So let me read what the author wrote on page 71. The first paragraph of page 71. He says, those who planned the coup had a formidable plan to establish a diarchy as the preferred system of government and had planned to install Chief Obafemi Awolowo as the prime minister and would have provided efficient security throughout the country that would have made it impossible for any counter coup to succeed. Nia Borishade says if Awolowo had been installed, it would have been difficult for the North to attack the whole South because the Yoruba would have joined forces with the Igbo to repel any attack from the North. Even Gowon and Danjuma would not have tried it.
Yes.
How are you so sure that all this would have happened?
Because the revolutionary will be in power. They will be the one to install Awolowo and they will protect his government. When genuine revolutionaries are in power, they know what to. They had a plan. Unlike Ironsi, who find himself in power without any concrete plan.
Well, how are you sure they wanted to hand over to Awolowo?
Yes, Ademoyega said it. Bengule said it. Awolowo himself confirmed it in his book that initially they wanted to hand over to him. That was the plan. Yes, Awolowo confirmed. In fact, they wanted to set someone, Captain Hude, to effect this the release of Awolowo in Calabar then. They would have released him and fly him to Lagos on the day of the coup. Of course, the captain did not turn up. I remember my dad told me that when on that night, when the coup happened, the thugs of Fanika came. They were living around the same area. They said the people of Action Group, they have taken over the government. So they alluded it to Awolowo initially because it was unprecedented coup in Nigeria. These people, the coup plot at revolutionary, they did not have intention of taking over Apase to be the head of state. They had it in mind to put Awolowo there as the prime minister. So how can you now call that a Igbo coup? When they want the Yoruba man to lead the country?
We are looking at the book Colonel Victor Banjo, A Revolutionary Betrayed, a book written by Ni Aborishade, who is my guest on State Affairs. You know, books like this excites me. They talk about where we are coming from. And if we are able to understand where we are coming from, we would know why we are where we are. And if we don't understand what to do to solve the problems of now, we will see how the future will be a repetition of the past.
That's right.
That is the power of books. So you should be reading this book. You should have a copy of this book. Of history, politics,
Son, love and cherish. God bless Biafra. We have emerged triumphant from our foe. Just victorious. Oh, hail Biafra! We shall always remember all that perished in the struggle for our freedom. All hail our heroes, our precious men who day and night say always, all hail Biafra.
We observe a minute silence to the fallen heroes of Biafra, and the time starts now. We mourn our heroes past, we celebrate them, and those living, fighting on to see that the United States of Biafra is fully liberated and recognized, and Biafrans get their sovereignty. Welcome, everyone. And before we continue, we welcome the acting Prime Minister to this very impromptu occasion. Biafrans did not expect him, but the God of Biafra gave him a message to Biafran people. Honorable APM, over to you. Welcome.
Thank you, Honorable of Information. Thank you, you and the entire media team. Greetings from here, fellow Biafrans. We remember our leaders that have paid the ultimate price for us, our heroes, our leader, Mazi Ojukwu, Odumegwu Ojukwu, our leader, Philip Effiong, our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who was rendition from the terrorist Kenya country to terrorist zoo Nigeria. We remember our Prime Minister, who is currently on so-called questioning that the Finnish authority call him for so-called questioning about our quest about the freedom of Biafra. Greetings to all members of Biafra Republic government in exile, honorable ministers, admin rep, and also continental rep. First and foremost is we'll be issuing a memo about the Biafra Republic Government Liaison Office in Finland. As of this day, that office is closed. So we want to keep the word on notice, and fellow Biafra, whoever that is operating in the former liaison office in Finland, which currently is saboteur called Uchiobi, is the liaison officer there. That office is closed. That office don't represent our interest. That office in Lahti, Finland is no longer working for the Biafran people. If you have anything to do with that particular liaison office, please kindly desist from it. Biafran people, I, Mazio Geshukunkere, the acting Prime Minister, acting on behalf of our leader, Mazi Simon Ewa. Today, I'm going to give the Biafran people a special task. Because this fight that we have embarked on, we are not looking anyone face. We come as brutal to do whatever we can to get our freedom. Freedom is not given. Freedom is taken. You have to be tough. You have to be strong. If not, this global community, this global world will kick you like a football or like a soccer. They will kick you around, bully you around. And if you keep complaining for help, they will mock at you, laugh at you, spit at you. You can't be weak to be strong. You have to be strong to be strong. You can't be weak to defend yourself. You can't be weak to fight your enemy, both within and outside. Fellow Biafrans, I want to take you to a journey that you need to ask some saboteurs among us. And this journey probably going to take you a few minutes, few seconds. And after this special press briefing, start to ask questions. We have been in this memory lane before. China Sanworu and Chike Doziem, when our leader was kidnapped from Kenya, we see how quiet, how much they are for days. Why? They know what happened. I'm taking you to a journey that we need to start to ask questions. We have one that's supposed to be one of us, that's supposed to be one of our own, in the name, not knowing she is a saboteur. And we already have a lot of saboteurs, like somebody like Bianca Chetima Tunubu. Now we identify Ngozi Orabeze as Judas Iscariot. Those that kiss their loved one a kiss of death. Those that betray their own. Ngozi Judas Iscariot. Please, fellow Biafrans, pick up your pen and paper. Number one, Ask Ngozi Ohanaeze Judas Iscariot, what is she going to do in Finland on Wednesday in 2 days? What mission? I know this will shock her. Not be juju be that. Ngozi Judas Iscariot Ohanaeze, what are you going to do in Finland in 2 days' time on Wednesday? Remember, our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, he have disassociated himself from you, Ngozi Ohanaeze. So why are you going to Finland? So that you can finish the unfinished job? Or are you disappointed? Biafran people, ask Ngozi Ohanaeze, what is she going to do in Finland? It will surprise her. How do we know about this? What we are doing is spiritual. And if you're an unclean person, the spirit of Biafra will expose you. He exposed Chika Edozie, China Sanwuru, and others, the faceless people. Ngozi Ohanaeze, Ngozi Judas Iscariot, who see me, what are you going to do in Finland on Wednesday? You need to explain to the Biafran people, and remember, the Prime Minister of Biafra, which I'm acting on his behalf, have disassociated himself from you. He have sent a memo through his attorney instructing what to do and asked Ngozi Ohanaeze to desist from using his name. Number two, Biafran people, ask Ngozi Judas Iscariot Ohanaeze, how is she able to be using our Prime Minister, talking about personal email? Our Prime Minister is in the hand of the Finnish authority for the so-called questioning. He don't have access to internet. Why Ngozi is using his email address? This sabotage is the worst of all. She is doing everything to criminate our Prime Minister, but that will never work. Biafran people start asking Ngozi Judas Iscariot, how did she gain access? Who authorized her? The Prime Minister have instructed Ngozi to desist from using his name, from using his stamp of office, from using any letter heading from the office of the Prime Minister. She don't want our Prime Minister out, just like our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Just the same way when our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, was at the court of our enemy, the terrorist country of Nigeria, 2 weeks ago, Ngozi Ohanaeze refused to even tweet about our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. She refused to even let the world know anything about what's going on with our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is the same leader that she despised, the same leader that she even said that the Nigerian government are going to release him so he can come to Finland, he can disrupt our referendum, our redeclaration. And the redeclaration of Biafra have been our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's dream. How will he now come and disrupt? It's not making sense, right, fellow Biafrans? For all your gullible ones, for how long will you live in denial? How long Will you before ask your Madam Ngozi Judas Iscariot, what is she going to do in Finland on Wednesday? We are watching. We are everywhere. She will be exposed day by day. She's being exposed. Ngozi Ohanaeze, on one of her broadcasts, she admitted that she is in Finland 2 weeks before our declaration. And our Prime Minister was called for questioning about 10 days before our declaration. Ngozi Ohanaeze is in Finland when our Prime Minister is called for questioning. That is her word. The video is out there. She says she is in Finland 2 weeks before our declaration of Biafra. Why Ngozi Ohanaeze is in Finland before our Prime Minister is called for so-called questioning? Why is it that our Prime Minister did not know that Ngozi Judas Iscariot is in Finland? So Ngozi witnessed everything as it unfolded. Biafrans asked Ngozi Ohanaeze, where is Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Biafran Republic government prime minister? Ngozi Ohanaeze, you need to tell the Biafran people what you have done. Biafran people, day by day, is getting clearer. Day by day, we are seeing how things is unfolding. This Sabo person don't mean well for us. We need to do everything within our power to stop this mayhem, to stop this atrocity. Is she going to Finland to meet with her handlers and try to see if she can finish the unfinished business? Ngozi Ohanaeze, you will fail. Ngozi Ohanaeze, you need to answer to the Biafran people. Stop deceiving the gullible ones. If you have been misled and until this time you don't see this playing in your very own eye, you need to ask yourself questions. Before the last time Ngozi Ohanaeze tweeted was on the 17th of November. And before then, she is very active on social media. She always tweets breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. And even before then, she don't tweet about Biafra redeclaration. Go back, check her post from a year ago. Ngozi don't tweet about our redeclaration because she never wanted it to happen. Ngozi don't even retweet our Prime Minister post. She don't. Go back, scroll back to a year ago, till date. After the 17th of November, when Ngozi Orafulani, working with the Nigerian terrorist state, made her post, her tweet. She then tweeted again on November 21. Why did she wait for 4 days? This is exactly what happened in the case of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when China Samuru and co betrayed our leader. Why did she wait until after Sahara Reporter have published the news? What happened on the 18th? She didn't make any post. She didn't tweet on the 18th. She didn't tweet on the 19th. She didn't tweet on the 20th because she knows what is going on. Biafran people, we just want to make this as brief as we can. Please, for those that are following her, for those in her group, for those in her cabal, for whoever that is working with her, for whoever in her parallel government, ask your madam, Ngozi Ohanaeze Judas Iscariot, what is she going to do in Finland on Wednesday? Ask her, didn't the Prime Minister warn her to desist from whatever she's doing? Ask her, didn't her receive the memo from the Prime Minister that he have disassociated himself from Ngozi Judas Iscariot because she's a betrayer. Thank you, fellow Biafrans. Thanks for tuning in. Please, for all the genuine freedom fighters, keep doing what you are doing. We will stop any evil, any sabot, both within and outside, that want to stop this beautiful country called Biafra, that want to stop our freedom. We will not let that happen. Please do whatever you can within your reach to save your dear loving country, Biafra. Biafra is our home. Biafra is our dream. Biafra is who we are. And we believe the freedom of Biafra will bring joy to the entire humanity, because Biafran people have a lot to offer. Ask Ngozi, what is she going to do in Finland on Wednesday? Ask her, during the 2 weeks before our redeclaration, what is she doing? Ask her, why didn't our Prime Minister know she is in Finland? Ask her, after our redeclaration, why did she stay back for over a week before coming back? Ngozi Ohanaeze Judas Iscariot, you have failed. You and your handlers. Greetings from here until we see again and we have some engagement in few hours and days in Washington, D.C. Biafran people, on Wednesday, will be with our lobby, Elias, from the Moran Global Strategies. We will be on our Hello platform of the Biafran media, anchored by Honorable Minister Sonny Akparawa. Please kindly stay tuned on Wednesday, 9 p.m. Biafran time, so we can go through some of our achievements and what we're still going to achieve in few weeks, few months time. So you can hear from the mouth of the man who been helping the Biafran people to achieve their dream, Mr. Elias. I call him my good friend. Thank you all. Greeting, fellow Biafrans. It's good afternoon from here. Ndewo.
Thank you, APM. So that part will be cut out and it will be circulated on all media platforms.
Life is a process. No matter how you go about it. Masi Okechukwu Nkere, Omalicha Oke, the Biafra Republic Government Exam Finance Minister, is humbly campaigning for global Biafran financial support for the purpose of Finland Convention, Biafran Defense Forces, and redeclaration-related activities. I appreciate all Biafrans who have been supporting our liberation movement. I also urge everyone to massively support more than ever, especially in these critical times. Oh, my fellow lovely great Biafrans, let's come together and support our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, who is currently working tirelessly to hand over our freedom to us this year, 2024. Freedom is coming, Masi Okechukwu Nkere. Salute every Biafran especially. Okechukwu Kama. Okechukwu Kena Yono. Okechukwu Kama. Oyabana Kiti Bakuno. Okechukwu Kama. Wenu Chukwu Kasebele. Okechukwu Kama. Okechukwu Kama. Okechukwu Nkere Nekelunu. Okechukwu Kama. Okechukwu Kena Yono. Okechukwu Kama. Okechukwu Kanyina Yona Nyasi. Okechukwu Kama. There is no magic to progress and success in life. Life gives back what you give to it. It takes a man who believes in himself to create wealth. So keep working hard and never lose hope in what you believe in. Ayakata. Life is not easy. Make it take and judge. I want to use this special opportunity to recognize great Dini Odumegojukwu. I can't also forget General Philip Effiong. Okama Daloso. Can't you take one woman on the ground? Kubigwe. Anyina Fuakolo. Airborne. De facto government in homeland. A special recognition to every Biafran who have been supporting from day one. May you know him continue to flourish in your different endeavors. He says, Mazinandekano, Ohamadike, one of Biafra. He got it. The Prime Minister, Obatobie, Okechukwu Nkere, Simukelekio, Okama, Okechukwu Kama, Okechukwu Kena Yono, Okechukwu Kama, Oyabana Kiti Bakuno, Okechukwu Kama, Wenu Chukwu Kasebele, Okechukwu Kama, Mama biko yo molisa. Oge chukukama. Oge chukukana yono. Oge chukukama. Oge chukukani na yona nyasi. Oge chukukama. Ayole, ayiga kono na yarole mo. Uwi bole, chetakana ndugo fuo. 1 + 1 is 2, 2 + 2 is 4. Onye pụrụ chi ya ụzọ akwa n'ọnwụ. Don't give up. One day, he's so close. He's so close. Oge chukukama. Never you give up, no. Oge chukukama. Believe in your dreams, brother. Oge chukukama. Never you say no. Oge chukukama. Oge chukukama. Oge chukukama. Never you doubt your faith, no. Oge chukukama. Keep your head up. Keep on fighting, Oge chukukama. A big shout out to Mazi Ogechukwu. I salute you, my people. One day, he's so close. He's so close. Ogechukwu. Never you give up, no. Ogechukwu. Believe in your dreams, brother. Ogechukwu. Never you say no. Ogechukwu. Ogechukwu. Never you doubt your faith, no. Ogechukwu. Keep your head up, keep on fighting, Ogechukwu. A big shout out to Mazi Ogechukwu. I salute you, my dear Mazi Simoniba. Life is sweet when you're patient. The greatest shout out goes to the media team with great talents. They won.
They won. Yes, we are welcome back. Our APM had important and emergency message to deliver, and so we didn't expect him, but the God of Biafra brought him to come and deliver a message, and that message has been delivered. And there are some points you need to note from those messages. Ngozi Orabu Fulani was in Finland. According to her, she admitted it in a video interview 2 weeks to the convention in Finland. And Prime Minister was not aware that this Orabu Fulani was in Finland prior to Prime Minister's detention. That is one. Two, why is she using and how does she have access to Prime Minister's email as we speak now? That she's using it to message whoever she's messaging, trying to create propaganda and slander and blackmail from all ends, so that Prime Minister will not come out as fast as possible. 3, what are you going to do in Finland on Wednesday? What are you going to do in Finland on Wednesday? What are you going to do in Finland on Wednesday? The Prime Minister has already, through his attorney, dissociated himself from all your activities. And I want all of you to be observing Prime Minister's Twitter's handle. I've not said this before. I want all of you, all Biafrans going forward, be observing Prime Minister's Twitter's handle. Screenshot it and watch it and check all the activities going on Prime Minister's Twitter's handle. This is a message to all Biafrans, most especially all the police and the media. All the police in the media team, watch Prime Minister's Twitter's handle, screenshot, and then know when you see anything that goes abnormal. Watch it and see everything that is happening there. This is assignment to all Biafrans, most especially the Biafran police and the media team. You know yourselves, so get to work and do your work. Ngozi Orabufulane is not working alone. That is why she has the boldness of going to register our own government, our own group, set up our own group. And then she came out boldly to tell the entire world that the Biafra Liberation Army that Biafran people unveiled in Helsinki in 2023, that they are fraud. And that she is going to do what? Unveil our own group. What is our own group? It's a Bubagu terrorist with Caterpillar Ebubagu as the leader. With Biafra money, the bad side is that all of you that are contributing money to her, you are the enablers. You are the ones enabling her. You will contribute money for her to use it and then give to Ebubagu. Over 50 million naira of Biafra donation have been given to Ebubagu. Then tomorrow when you sleep and wake up and then you see there has been infection in Biafra land, Biafrans have been massacred and slaughtered, you come back to start crying. You come back to make noise in the media. Oh, they have killed people in Osu, they have killed people in Yamufu, they have killed people in Umutanze, they have killed people in Iyala, they have killed people in Uli. Who gave work to Ebubagu? Who showed Ebubagu anything that has to do with Biafra? Who told them the identities of Biafrans that are working for Biafran government? You had to go 247, open his mouth and admitted that they contracted Ebubagu Caterpillar to come to Enugu. Adarama was telling him, we'll go 247, shut up, because you don't know how all this thing started. Namino pass you. Allow me to talk this thing well, because you don't know much. And all of you are still fanning yourselves and fanning Ngozi for what? For doing what? For carrying your Biafra donation money to Ebubagu. Yesterday and a day before, you all gathered again and you were giving her more money. Then I look at some of you, I say, could it be that foolishness is something that runs in the veins of some of you? Because even when the coup of 1966, January 15, was tagged Igbo coup, and then Ojukwu had come out on several occasions before then to tell the entire world that it was never an Igbo coup, that it was a national revolution. Did you people take it to heart? No. Even you, a fellow Biafran like me, is the one that called Ojukwu a saboteur. What did Ojukwu even do? Ojukwu even took part to stop the coup, to halt the coup, so that there will be peace in Nigeria. What else could we do to sacrifice and to satisfy people in this one Nigeria? If the Ojukwu had wanted the coup to be a Biafran coup, why will Ojukwu and Ironsi and others then be the people that still came to halt the coup? And then at the end of the day, you saw that Ironsi went ahead to do what? To even remove his right-hand marker like Philip Effiong, and then brought the Fulani terrorist brothers to be his right-hand marker in his military cabinet. And then he went ahead to hunt down every other person that knew anything about the coup. And then in turn, Ojukwu had to do what? To identify the common problem. Because the common problem was the eternal enmity of the Biafran people. Seeing the Biafran people as the endangered species. The revolution, the coup was actually to stop the Yorubas and the Middle Belt from being massacred, from being slaughtered on a daily basis. It was not majorly the Biafran people that were being massacred as at then. It was the Yorubas and the Middle Belts and the Hausas. But the Biafran people had to take the bold step to call everybody and say, come on, let us do something, because it is a national issue. We're not taking this bold step for the Biafran people. We're not taking it for the Igbos. We're not taking it for the Bibios or the Efiks or the Calabares or the Galas or the Urobos or the Shekiris. No, we are taking this bold step for the people that are densely affected in the far north, the Yorubas and the Middle Belt. But at the end of the day, because there has been this long existing hatred about the Biafran people, that is why they turned the barrel of gun from everybody that participated in the coup. When you look at the coup plotter, the key principal officers, you see that you only had whether 2 or 3 of the Biafran extracts. The rest of them were Yorubas. The rest of them were Hausas. The rest of them were the Middle Beltans. Oh my God. Now, they turned the barrel of the gun on us. We then became the antelope. We went to save them all. We did not go to do it so that we will come and put Ojukwu or Ironsi as the head of state. It was a Yoruba man we wanted to put as the head of state, right? Check. Nah, man. Awolowo. Hey, Yoruba people. Yoruba people. Hey. Better say you go make friend with tortoise and for you to go make friend with Yoruba man. No. Be very, very careful. Awolowo was to be brought out. Was to be brought out and then crowned. For him to be crowned and then become somebody and then be the head of state, it was not an idea of his brothers. No. It was other people that sat down to see that the country has been plunged into a destructive and dangerous mood. So they need to think and look for a salvation to human lives. And then they did not say we should bring Ironsi to be the head of state. They did not say we should bring Ojukwu to be the head of state. They did not say to show you that these people were not power mongers. Ojukwu was not a power monger. Ironsi was not a power monger. Philip Epion was not a power monger. General Achibon was not a power monger. Kaduna Nzoku was not a power monger. Obosi was not a power monger. Major Kandem was not a power monger. All these Biafran extracts. Frank Okpiko was not a power monger. But they put the life of the indigenous persons that were densely the Yorubas, the Hausas, the Middle Beltans that were slaughtered on a daily basis as a matter of interest. That is why I tag this program IBB, a Decedent of Biafra Massacre. Plus the Ohanaeze Ndigbo, the criminals that have emanated from everything that has to do with criminality. No, anything that Nigeria breeds will come with criminality. Ohanaeze Ndigbo now, as they call themselves, Ohanaeze Ndigbo, they now decided to build on that very ample opportunity that has suffixed for them to make money. They now come out and say, one Nigerians will come and pay them 100 trillion naira for the blood money of Biafrans. Chai! Hello, Meru, in 2025. Fulani will come out and tell you, we will revenge the death of the over 5 or 3 or 10 Fulanis that you have slaughtered. But our own people that they say they are supposed to be elders, did you hear what they said? They came out to ask for 100 trillion naira so that they can share on the head of the Biafrans that were slaughtered. So that their own is just the money. I watch Pete Doche. Pete Doche was advocating for Nigerian governors to come and sponsor him for him to make film about the Igbo landing. That he has written the script and written many other things. He has many songs, he has this and that. The end game is for him to raise money. Yes. So that he can merchandise everything. So that he can make money from the whole show. It's not about saying, let us go and meet the people that caused this evil for reparation. So, no! You're not talking about going to meet the people that committed this evil. No. For reparations. No. You're not meeting those people to tell them, can you undo the evil? Because this evil that you did is what has given way to Britain. It is what has given way to America. It is what has given way to Europe. It is what has given way to Asia. It is what has given way to every other African countries to clamp down on the freedom of the Biafran people. We just declared the restoration of independence, United States of Biafra. What every sound mind should be pondering or pointing at should have been the tremendous effort that Prime Minister Simon Ekpa has done so far and how we can capitalize on it and skyrocket ourselves to the next stage. But what do you see from those that call themselves elders of Biafran side? What you see them doing is that they gather themselves, they look for ways and manners and avenues of making sure Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the Prime Minister, dies in detention so that he will never come out and see the light of day. The next thing they do is they align with the terrorists from the far north, bring more Fulani terrorists into Biafra land, recruit more of our own youth in Biafra land, mix them together in the name of the Bubago and vigilantes, then send them into the field to go scouting. They go sieving Biafran houses from door to door, looking for who they say and hear that is a Biafran or Biafran government ally or a Biafran government lover or a Simon Ekpa lover or a Biafra lover. Anyone that preaches or proclaims Biafra is who they go and look for to cut off the head. Gumi sat all the way from the north and came out and said, go and recruit your fellow brothers and sisters. Mix them up with the terrorists that we will be sending from the far north, then send them into the communities. Let them go and kill. They went. They did exactly as Gumi instructed. They went about, started killing young Biafran men and women that went to the stream. They killed them, they dragged their bodies to the ground, they tied it to the motorcycle, they drove it out from the stream to the street. And the elders and the governors that claim to be working for one Nigeria in Biafra land, they are clapping for them. And the media carries it. They jubilate. They make joy of what they have done. Now that IBB, I think we have not played our eternal leader's voice. Let us play our eternal leader, because he is the first person that had given you people this revelation. He cleared the air long before now that the coup was never an Igbo coup. And then when you listen to the man that spoke before, when he was interviewed, that man made you to understand that there was this propaganda maniac, which the Northerners came up with, which they do what? They create all manners of propagandas to turn the narrative of the coup to be an Igbo coup. Yes. Something that was channeled and done for the purpose of the national interest of everyone in Nigeria. But they sponsored a propaganda campaign. Just like you see those ones that Ngozi Oravufulani has sponsored. You see that IPOB Nigeria joined them. Obedient Movement joined them. Plus the Mkuru Mini that have been aligning and claiming to be Prime Minister's lovers. They now align with her. They embark on propaganda. Since Prime Minister was detained, it has been one propaganda to another. And none of it has been substantiated to give any evidence. No. Blackmail and slander and propaganda. So this is the Takia system. They throw in the propaganda, then they come back to do as if they love you and to embrace you as if they have your interest at heart. Then going back on the other end, they are destroying everything that you ever lived and worked for. That is why they will come out, dance, dance, dance. They will use Prime Minister's name. Yes. They will go and use his letter heading official from his office. They will go and use his official seal that they faked. They will now put his name on whatever letter they are writing. They will also put on behalf of him, and then they will treat whatever they are doing. They will treat it with Prime Minister's name. Then at the end of the day, they will use you. They use you to come and donate money to them on fundraising, deceiving you and opening their mouth and telling you that Prime Minister have endorsed this. Listen, no. This is what, when you listen to this mad woman in Georgia hospital, when she's talking, she said, Prime Minister has endorsed this. Whatever she's saying, she will say, Prime Minister Simon Ekpa has endorsed this. Are you getting the point? So all of you are being deceived with Prime Minister has endorsed this. Somebody asked her a question in a program a few days ago. If you said and knew that General Igwe Butuzo, the Chief of Defense Staff, has been active and still working ever before now, why did you come out and say they are fraud? And why was your necessity of coming to say you're going to recruit a new set of army? When General Igwe Butuzo has made it clear that they already have over 100,000 men on ground standing, that it is just for you to supply us every logistics that we need for us to be able to destroy the enemies. As at that point now, she ran away from question. She said, oh, we cannot discuss our defense on air. But where did you discuss the recruitment? Was it not on air? Where did you discuss that they are kidnappers and they are going about shooting at Biafrans like what Nigerian terrorists did in their homes? Was it not on media? Where did you call them online commanders? Was it not in the media? Oh. When you people were having meeting with Caterpillar, it was not happening in the media. When Onye Army went and had meeting, got meeting done, brought audio voice of General Butuzo, and then refused to bring that one of Caterpillar and think that we did not know or we would not get it. We got it now. Yes, we got it and we played it. Was it not done in the media? When you launch your Biafra Defense Forces ID card, was it not in the media? When you launch your bank account for your Biafra Defense Forces personnel, was it not in the media that you launched it? I thought you said you were telling the entire world that whatever you are doing is in the public. But when questions comes to you, you people will run away. Propaganda, blackmail, and slander, it has ever been the system that these evil people have been using. And it is the same pattern that the northern part of Nigeria used during this time that they turned the national revolution of one Nigeria to Igbo coup, nickname Igbo coup. Nickname Igbo coup. So that what will happen? So that you will give a dog a bad name. And all of you have given a dog a bad name for the past how many years now? Count it. From 1966, January 15, down to 2025. How many years has it been? How many years has it been? Those that know how to do calculations. How many years has it been? Every Biafran has been seen and tagged as the enemy and the destructor and the devil and the evil of Nigeria. That they are the only people that want Nigeria to be destroyed. They're the only people that don't want Nigeria to be won. And then Buhari went on to say, we killed over 1 million to keep Nigeria as one. Because the Igbos, the Biafrans, they wanted to break up Nigeria. So anything that has to keep Nigeria as one, you will do it, not minding whether you slaughter babies in their sleeps, not minding whether you cut off their heads, not minding whether you send thousands and millions of mercenaries from far and beyond to come down and slaughter Biafrans. In schools, all of you have been taught for the past years that it was Ojukwu, it was Kaduna Nzoku, it was Philip Effiong, it was Frank Okpiko, it was General Oroka Major Kandem, it was Achuzie, it was all the soldiers and gallant men. It was Ifejuna and the rest of them. That it was all these gallant men that did what? That wanted Nigeria to be destroyed. That wanted Nigeria to be broken into pieces. That Nigeria was okay. That is how they write the books and tell you in school. They say Nigeria has been okay. Oh, Nigeria was very fine. Oh. They refuse to tell you what necessitated the national revolution, which they have now tagged Igbo coup. They refuse to tell you that the same corruption, the same Islamic jihad that has come now is what was facing everybody. Nnamdi Azikiwe, the ceremonial president of One Nigeria, had to run away to the Caribbeans and to the UK. To do what? To go and sit down there and be watching how Nigeria will go into flames. Because the Islamic jihadist template was staring him to the face and then he could not do anything. His hands were tied. Just like if you put Peter Obi in position and then situation will worsen daily than any other thing. Just like when Goodluck Jonathan was there, he tried to make every effort to change policies that will make everybody to know what life is all about. But they thwarted all his efforts. And then they had to look for Islamic jihadist template to bring in with Boko Haram so that they can rig him out, create insecurity, do all manners of kidnapping, do whatever they had to do, even with the help of Obama and Joe Biden's administration, to be able to forestall all this evil that they had planned. So, you have been the one that they have called the enemy all these years. But those that did not understand, they went on. You know, I am perplexed with the influx of publications and videos that have engulfed the media, most especially on Twitter, for the past 3 days. And I am even seeing the Afonjas doing the publications of the video more than us. Yes. They are the ones now bombarding the media, showing us the videos of the ones that they refused to bring out before. Why? Because IBB has spoken now. IBB has spoken now. So what happened to Ojuku's message when he spoke before? Oh, Ojugu was nobody, right? Oh, his message was not useful. Oh, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that spoke, his own was not. Hi, my God. See the hatred in us? Can you see the hatred? Can you see the hatred about the Biafran people? Now they see what is different from what our eternal leader has preached and told the entire world before now about the coup?
Now let's get it straight. The young officers had within Igbos, Yorubas, and Hausas. The way the Nigerian army was structured, you could not escape a preponderance of Igbo officers. And these were at the middle level because they were essentially majors. By then I was a lieutenant colonel, so I wasn't part of it. I was then commanding a battalion in Kano. The coup ostensibly, because I later found out that the whole aim of the coup was to halt this apparent drift in Nigeria. But significantly, you know what they wanted to do? To create a presidential commission of army officers as a safeguard, the people who would guard the nation, and hand over government to Chief Obafemi Awolowo. The idea was to release him from prison, make him prime minister, and in the hope that Nigeria would become a better place. That is actually how.
So it was really the Yorubas and their leader that were going to benefit.
Oh, absolutely.
From the coup, not the insinuation that it was an Igbo coup.
No, certainly not.
Okay.
Certainly.
Your Excellency, we have
And not only that, and I think because a lot of things have been said about this. Who actually halted the coup? Aguiyi Ironsi in Lagos, an Igbo. Emeka Odumegwu Ojukwu in Kano, an Igbo. The Igbos halted the coup. How can it be at the same time an Igbo coup halted by Igbos? There's something odd about that.
Thank you, Your Excellency. The next question is...
Don't ask him the next question again. Because even when you ask him thousands and millions of questions, you will still come back being stupid and misinterpreting everything that he said. Yes. For how many years this video was released? For how many years this video has been in the media? Because of the natural hatred that you people have for the Biafran people. That is why dog go shit, they go carry am say, na Biafran people do am. Cow go shit, they go say, na Igbo do am. Monkey go whisper, they go say, na Igbo do am. Even chimpanzee go talk, they go say, na Igbo do am. Even when snakes swallow money in Aso Rock, they say, na Igbo do am. Elephant go turn to fly for Nigeria, they say, na Igbo do am. Under Buhari, you people came with a policy of going to print new money. You people plan of how you will rig elections so that you will impoverish the opposite party and then have enough money in circulation of APC hand to use it to run the election. You decided a pattern of making sure the people of the South do not have their hands on money in circulation. Yes, but this money was fondly circulated house to house to the people of the far north. You people came up with a policy of changing the currency, printing new notes. You made money to be out of circulation in the south, but that old note, you still permitted the northerners to be using it. You people went to market and guaranteed them that they voted you people into power to secure and to put their interests first, the Northerners first. But what happened to the Biafran side? Oh, it was an Igbo problem, right? Igbo, una shit for Aso Rock, Igbos con the bear the bronze. Una shit for Kaduna, Igbos the bear the bronze. Una shit for Kavanchan, Igbos the bear the bronze. Everything that has to do with Biafra, they now become the endangered species. Everybody go wash hand, finish for toilet. They carry the hand, come rub on Igbo man body. They carry the hand, come. Where are those Biafran people? Rub it on their head. Rub. And make I clear something so that some of you will not misunderstand me. It is when they want to kill us. When they want to kill us. When they want to kill us. That is when you hear that the Biafran people are Igbos. But when they want to come and take our resources, when they want to use divide and rule and divide and conquer, when they want to come and take what they know will benefit them, oh, as at that time, they will not tell you that Igala man is Igbo. They will not tell you that Ibibio man is Igbo. They will not address them as Igbo. They will not tell you that Urobo man, Shekiri man is Igbo. No. As at that time, they will come and tell you, you are not Igbo. You are Efik. You are Ibibio. You are Igala. You are Igede. You are Shekiri. They will come and segregate you that time so that they can be able to use that tactics to destroy you. But when it is time to kill us and to give us a bad name and to come and destroy us, they will know how to use the word Igbo, because they know that when we stand as one with unity of purpose, we are able to crush them. Even with this shenanigan that came up till we got into a defensive warfare, which we had to now defend. We defended and then went into attack. Didn't you see that the unity of the Biafran people, which they call all of them Igbos, when the Biafran people all came together from the entire part of the whole eastern region, didn't you see how we were taking down trained military personnel by volunteered army? Volunteered army. Some of you don't actually know the exact numbers of trained professional military personnel that were left of the Biafran extract before the war, that had to come and take side with Ojukwu and Philippe to defend Biafra land. They were very few, very few. Do you know why? Because the stupidity of Iran's unification degree had made the Northerners to line up every Biafran extract in all the barracks. And then they fire them every morning. They fire them to death. They push their body to the pit and pour sand. They push their body. They just line up. They just muster them at the parade ground. And then they say, Igbo, Biafran extraction. They just bring the roll call. They bring the roll call. They call your name. As your name just depict anything. They know now. Before you get enrollment, your state of origin is stated now. So where you come from is there. So they just go and bring that admissions script. They know where you come from. So they just come and call all of you single-handedly. They file you out in a single file to a firing squad. They say, hands down your weapons. You hands down your weapons. Then they take all of you down to one single line. Then when I go line up, they now say, open fire on them. They open fire. So before the cantonment of Ojukwu could be filled of men that would defend Biafra, they have already massacred thousands of well-trained military personnel that were serving under the federal military government of one Nigeria, that were of the Biafran extract. So it's just few that were left that were trained professionally and came back. That is why when you see some photos and videos, you see even our women, young ones and young men, They were doing training and using stick in some videos that you will see. That was when they were doing training. That was when the duty called upon everyone to come out to defend your motherland. Because it was either you defend, you live, or you do what? You run away, they will shoot you from behind, and then you will see die. For you not to be a coward, you better come out and then stand to defend yourself to the last man standing. So if this was what happened, and then a train load of severed heads. When I mean severed heads, I mean heads of people where they don't cut. They cut off the head. Babies, women, children, and men, all of them, they cut off their heads, and then they load these bodies that are of the Biafran extract in a train, and they send them all the way from the north. That train came down to land in Enugu, where General Ojukwu opened the door. As he opened the door, you start seeing severed heads of Biafrans falling off the train. That is the gift presentation that they sent to the Biafran people from the far north. Now, you listen to our eternal leader here tell you that there was nothing like an Igbo coup. That everything we did was a national revolution for the entire people, most especially to save the Yorubas. Most especially to save the Yorubas, the Hausas, and the Middle Beltans, who were densely affected of the corruption, the Islamic Jihad, and every evil that was happening. So even when they went to Aburi to sign a peace accord, so when our general came back and then gave people the message, that one did not enter your head, Abi, when I not take them, because the propaganda machine that the Northerners had already unleashed to go down in history, that they should turn the narrative that it is what? That it is Igbo coup. That is the only thing that you people were mandated to carry out. The same way that you see the propaganda machines that Honorable Fulani Ngozi has given to the group of monkeys that she has gathered. You can imagine somebody coming out to come and tell you that Sonny Anajare and Okenkere, Prime Minister, approved. How much did they even say? Is it 19 million naira? And then we used the money that the money was supposed to use to unveil Biafra police and the uniform. Then we shared the money amongst ourselves. And then we only came and unveiled 4 or 3 uniforms, which was used as the colored guard in the convention. Can you imagine that kind of propaganda? And many of you have believed it. And then they went on again to tell you that there were $60,000 in Biafra account, and that we refused to release the money for convention. And all of you believe this nonsense. But you refuse to believe when we tell you that 5 days to convention, all the money, all of you making payment, you were making payment to New Mandate account, which is the account that was meant for purchasing and everything that has to do with the convention. Because Prime Minister never and will never endorse you to mix up anything liberation with anything purchases that has to do with individual issues. He set up something different and said, okay, convention issues and logistics should go to New Mandate so that we can account for it without mixing up with anything. ID card also should go to New Mandate account so that we don't mix it up with the liberation that we do. And then you now see money in liberation account. You say we should come and bring the money in liberation account to come and give you, while you refuse to release the money that Biafrans have paid for the convention that are all seated inside the convention account. Then the people that you have given this propaganda narrative, they have not asked you the question, was this money that you're saying they should go and bring, was it meant for convention or it was for liberation? It was in liberation account. So why are you now saying we should go and bring that one to come and give you, when the money that is for that it was meant for the convention was actually channeled down to the convention account. Oh, you see, there was a premeditated plan. The plan was that if we now go and empty the money that is in the liberation account to come and use it to surcharge the convention bills, we should have refused to release the money. Then the liberation department will remain on zero while we are on convention. Now remember that during the convention and after the convention, this woman has refused their cabals to come out and do fundraising. So that means that during the convention, the liberation department will do what? Will be lacking every logistics. So if the terrorist comes, they will not have any reinforcement. Terrorists will come and kill all of them. Then you will be shouting in convention that you're doing convention while your defense in the homeland have been taken over because there is no logistics. There's no money in the account to fund them. You wanted us to go and bring out the money in the liberation account that was there so that we will now sit on empty ground. When we have to run into emergency logistics in the homeland defense, we will not have anything. Of which this was happening from on the 24th of November. The Biafra defense were in serious battle because the zoo prepared and came because they knew we were declaring an historic something historic that the entire world will speak of it for years. 517 delegates signing document of declaration that has surpassed every other nations and countries of the numbers of delegates that declared their independence. Biafran delegates that declared the independence, restoration of Biafra have surpassed the numbers of every other countries and nations in history. So tell me how the Zoo terrorists would have taken it likely to go back to sleep. No! They will prepare themselves and reinforce and then come out. Wait for us so that they'll bring us down. Then you people wanted us to bring the liberation money in the liberation account, come and give you, so that when the terrorists will now come, they will slaughter all the defense and the homeland. Tomorrow you will come out and say, oh, the defense are not doing anything. Just like you came out after convention and say, you don't see anything that the defense have been doing. When you send on your army to go and do meeting, because you went before, you went before, and the chief of defense staff turned you down. You now send on your army. Army was communicating and said, we don't see what you people have been doing with the money we have been sending. Chai! I put my hand on my head. I say, eh? Men and women that have sacrificed their lives since 2020. Some of them have been since 2012 with Onyendu. Till they now got into ESN. Before they were just volunteers. Later they got into ESN. Later ESN now catapulted into the Biafra Liberation Army. And today they are fighting, defending you. While you are comfortably in America and UK and Europe, stretching your leg and making your money. You come out to condemn them. Many of them in the homeland have lost their mothers, lost their fathers, lost their wives and children, and they have no family. The only family they have is the barrel of God that they use to defend Biafra. And they sacrifice their lives and put their lives on the line because of all of you. Then you come out to the media to stop, to be talking nonsense, calling them all manners of names. You prayed for Prime Minister to be in detention so that you now come and raise your shoulder and start proclaiming, oh, Wazirike was there. Wazirike time passed. Nnamdi Kanu was there. Nnamdi Kanu time passed. Simon Ekpa was there. Simon Ekpa time passed. It is now your time. Has it gotten to the point of making such pronouncements? Even when you were talking with Caterpillar, Caterpillar was the one even giving you the code that you should go ahead, fire, destroy. Caterpillar told you, Simon Ekpa's time have passed, it is your own time now. Do it the way you want, destroy. Let us play the message of Caterpillar to them, because maybe they have forgotten. This is how Caterpillar collected the money from them. when he used sweet mouth, Caterpillar used sweet mouth to collect the over 50 million from them, giving them encouragement and telling them that they should destroy, that it is no more time of Simon, but it is their own time. They should go ahead and do what they want to do. And they were cajoled, they were carried away, and so they carry over 50 million naira, give Caterpillar. Biafra money that should have gone to the liberation for us to defend, no, they now carry the money to give a bubago. Hey, you instead of you to see Prime Minister alive, you rather go and align with the enemies of Prime Minister to kill him. Instead of you to see BRGIE survive, instead of you to see General Butuzo and his men survive, you rather go and align with the enemies of General Butuzo and the enemies of BRGIE, the enemies of Biafra, the enemies of Prime Minister. Align with them and give them money to come and kill Prime Minister. Imagine you now working with the zoo governors. Zoo governors created a bubago. You are now aligning with the bubagos, working with them. The bubagos are now advising you, hey, you're going to listen to Caterpillar voice. This is how it all started. Because there is nothing different from what happened with this pattern that the Northerners use as propaganda pattern to disseminate this information, which made the entire one Nigeria to rather believe what the Northerners says, the Fulani terrorists, instead of what Gowon, who even happened to be one of them, opened his mouth to say on the very first day. What you people saw is what has been going round. Gowon wanted to see that every Biafran is slaughtered. Why? Because Biafran stood up to do what? To defend the massacre of every indigenous person. Chai! A national coup, a national revolution. They decide to turn it on one set of people because of the hatred.
Onion Nanolia, Commander Caterpillar. There are some certain things we need to understand in this movement. If we make mistake, and we need to correct ourselves very fast. That is a reality. That is a reality. Make mistake, correct yourself, because we are human beings, we are not God. And the girl is that in any time I want you put she on one of the struggle, mother to Nairobi. And I'm working in it, so I have forgotten that none of them are just a criminal. They're just using us. My even men know every day because of Biafra. But nobody is asking about them. Nobody is asking anything about them. If I know now, Akorojeba, and now Okwa. But all of us are fighting for one thing. Let me tell you. And when they say that now you are pushing him, but Boria, he are pushing him, and if I hear him, but we his over to no. I'm that kind of person. I don't know why again Biafra we follow him, follow her bomber to bomber. Because I'm seeing that some people is out of breeding. Okay, what the Biafra, and we're going to Zorala. Zabarute Mahazawala. I see a pose of the Tala before he's over there. The pose of Zabute, Manezotabala. You pose of all quiet in a Biafra land when they want to be Biafra. Because of one and then you need to lose some people. They got logo. You need to see some people now, but I'm promised to bring peace to them. I have thank God that I have talking to some people. They are seeing reason on me. Let us be together is not a sin. If you don't want to be together, you step aside. The people want to be together, continue. This is a freedom. This is a fight. And this is not a Biafra wụrụ ọgụ nne na-agbara nwa. Adịghị ele mmadụ anya n'azụ. So, Ngozi Ohanaeze, you are our sister, and we are your brother. We are the one that fighting this struggle. We are the one GC Arombo. And you want some your people busaraga name enemy. But Haman enemy Gahanem. Please, the mother, I want you to keep it up. Don't look for anybody. Don't listen. Don't be gossip, because also certain things bring spoil. I am able to problem in this thing. Don't look for anybody. Don't be Dembo. If you make your own pattern better than Simon says.
This is when they make her to get swollen head. They told her, you have arrived. Make your pattern better than Simon. Hey! Now Madam begin to shake head. Yes, Simon is gone. I am the one in charge. I have to do it the way I want. Hello, Mer. After all these praises and advice, Caterpillar caught them on their boss. They wire the money. After they wire the money, Caterpillar number no they go again. Over 50 million naira.
Be the great. Be the hero. When you are Biafra, I support. Because I cannot be a place which you will say, let's keep him quiet. That's why I love Fulanis. If they want to do something, they do it. Before Yapata. This is time, let us do that in Yapata.
Please, did somebody get this translation well? Or am I the one that got it wrong? That Caterpillar said all the males leading us, Ojuku, Wazrike, MNA, and Simon Ekba, they are criminals. Was that the correct interpretation? Ife, are you there? Minister Success, are you there?
I'm here. David Nana.
Minister Success, are you there? David Nana, are you there? Kodatizan, are you there? Mazdake, was that the correct translation? Hey, I see.
Here, Minister.
Everybody are giving thumbs up.
There is problem.
So, did you people hear that? Caterpillar said that all the males that have led us, Ojuku, Owazirike, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa, that they are criminals. And now it is Ezenwai. Now it is Ezenwai. They will come to make it better. Hey! You see, has Caterpillar used his sweet mouth, take entaram, turn the brain. Now she say, hey, Caterpillar is good. Caterpillar, tell them this is how much I need. They wire 50 million plus Biafra money. Then they use another 80 million to go and do propaganda matching. How much is that? 130 million naira. Money that Biafrans need to use to bring the zoo terrorists down. Money that Biafrans need to use and bring Obinze barracks down. Money that Biafrans need to bring the terrorist camp down. Some of you are gathered somewhere donating money. given to Honorable Fulani to dig your graves. Tomorrow you come back crying. Did you hear it very well? I'm going to see that I turn this. I will look for where this. Okay, I think what I will do is I will allow it to play because I don't know where I can extract this audio, where I kept it. But it is fixed in the studio, so I cannot remove it like this. Maybe I will allow it to play all through later. Then we can now cut it out. So that we will fine tune it very well. Hey, they say all the males that have led us, Ojuku, so all the sacrifices of Ojuku and all his men who was Rike, hey, which they betrayed, MNK, which they have betrayed and sold him out with a pot of porridge. Prime Minister Simon Ekpa today, they call all of them criminals. You see how it ends up and what it seems like when you decide to go and work with the enemies of the Biafran people. The enemies of Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, the enemies of Ojuku, the enemies of Wazirike, the enemies of MNK will come out to tell you that all these men are criminals. And while telling you that all of them are criminals, you nod your head and then you are happy. And then they tell you it is your turn to be the leader. Wipe out everything. Do your own more than Simon Ekpa. Destroy it all. Then when they release the money, give him. My guy run. Why my guy no collect over 50 million naira run? No be just to use tongue. Fine-tune talk give you. He give you talk finish. You fall mugu. Do you know Caterpillar go reach his house now? Do you know him to his village? Do you know any of his family members? Oh, but you caught him on phone, right? You wanted to come and disgrace Tony. You wanted to come and disgrace Simon Ekpa. You wanted to come and disgrace Okechukwu Nkere. You wanted to come and disgrace Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You wanted to come and disgrace our eternal leader or our former president of Biafra, Philip Effiong. Now we should understand why this woman said that Sonny and Okenkere and Ajare that we connive with Nigerian government to release Nnamdi Kanu to come and destroy the convention. Now all of you can connect the dots now and hear it. If Caterpillar is telling her that all the male that have stood the ways of Biafra, that they are all criminals, she took it to heart. You can now see why she could boldly come out to tell the entire world that the presence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the convention was to come and destroy convention and will come and destroy convention. A man that has sacrificed his entire life, sacrificed his marriage, sacrificed his throne, sacrificed his riches and glory, sacrificed his comfort, his treasure, everything that he has in this life for all of you to be and know what Biafra is today. Which of the things happening now that IBB is talking and all their funjas are taken to the media that was not said before? Which of them? It never come. Which of them didn't you hear before? Which of them you never hear before from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? And which of them you never hear before from our eternal leader? They have said it all before. But did you people take it? No, you did not take it. It is the one that IBB will come to say today that you take. It is the one that Gowon will say that you will take. It is the one that Buhari will say that you will take. It is the one that Tinubu will say that you will take. Even the one Commodore Kunle said, you will take that one, but you will not take the one Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said. You will not take the one Prime Minister said. You will not take the one our eternal leader said. You will not take the one our former president of Biafra said, when he told you that if you don't treat the Biafran people well, that their children will rise up again as remnants to hunt you down and you cannot kill Biafra. You will not take it now. It is only the one that Yoruba man will come and talk that you will take. The one that Hausa man and Fulani will talk that you take. The same people that will put your head on a spike so that they celebrate. When that man was interviewed in that court hearing, didn't you hear him make reference to Akaluka? That they slaughtered Akaluka. That they slaughtered Gideon Akaluka and then they put his head on the spike. And then they did not even allow him the opportunity to stand trial in court to defend himself of what he was accused of. And no reparations have been done to the family. The family just hear and know that their son has been slaughtered by the federal government of Nigeria in the final. Finish, just like that. And then a chief judge was standing to defend it in the name of scrutinizing the person that was speaking. And was telling you, do you know how or what led to Akaluka's death? Do you know that it is Akaluka's death that later filmed the Igbo coup? Hey! Yeah. Make una listen to Caterpillar, the concluding part.
Please, as you are a pilot us well.
Yeah.
Pilot our brothers well. Pilot our sisters.
They don't already give pilot to Caterpillar. Brainwash her and give her pilot. And said, pilot us well. What we need is goods and services. So those goods, now the over 50 million naira that they released to Caterpillar. Goods. Caterpillar has done well by collecting that money. Yes. Because when you sell your brother, the buyer will never trust you. You came to sell Simon Ekpa, right? You came to sell the Biafra Liberation Army. The person that bought it from you, can Caterpillar trust you? Caterpillar cannot even trust you. Because he has seen that you are the biggest betrayer. The Judas Iscariot. It's not Iscariot, it's Carrot. The Judas Iscariot of our time. That has been with Prime Minister all these years. You took time to know many things that you should know. And then, when he's in detention, you want to make yourself who you are not. Even the American people, Robert Spencer, interviewing you, acknowledge that many people have made statements that you are presenting yourself as who you are not. Robert Spencer said, can you please clarify this one first? Because you are being seen as someone that is portraying herself as who she is not. That is all the way in America. This one is not in Biafra land. So we salute Biafran people who have continued to observe the unwavering sit at home, speaking in the language that the Zoo terrorists understand, and making them to know that Biafra has come to stay no matter what happens. The recent confirmation of IBB's book should be a point of reflection to the leaders of the Zoo terrorists. But has it been? No, it can never be, because they have been streamlined in that ways and manners of always seeing a way of destroying the Biafran people. Yes, they cannot undo anything that they have done or what they are even planning to do against the Biafran people now. They can't. They will still continue. But the message we have for them is that they should prepare well. Yes, they should prepare well because the Biafran people are coming. And their restoration, declaration of independence that they did will be defended with everything that we have. And you people should not be carried away by this sabotage that we have. No, don't be carried away. We have had sabos in our midst before now, and we know how to deal with our sabos. So these guys will become and serve as a blessing. If Prime Minister was not called up for this undue interrogation or detention, all these things that you see that is happening, you will not know who is who. How many of you will believe that somebody like Ngozi Orabufulani will now go to recruit terrorists, Caterpillar, Ebubagu to come and fight the Biafran people? With Biafra money, with those that they have used their brains, the only thing that they are using the brains of these people to do is that when they are brainwashing them, they tell them, Prime Minister has approved of this. Prime Minister has approved of this. Yes. And they put Prime Minister's name in all the nonsense that they are doing. Yes. They continue to deceive all of you and say, Prime Minister has approved of this. Prime Minister has approved of this. Prime Minister has approved of this. Prime Minister is not doing anything now. Prime Minister did not approve of anything. What we are doing here now as BRGIA, Prime Minister's hand is not inside of it. You know why? We cannot use what we are doing now to implicate our Prime Minister. That is what that evil woman is doing with her group. So that anywhere you will go, they will be calling Prime Minister's name and they say you approve of this. They say you are their follower. They say you are their Prime Minister. They say they are your follower. They say you are the one leading them. No. Remove Prime Minister's name in all the nonsense that you are doing, please. Remove it. Remove Prime Minister's name in whatever you are doing, because many of you are evil. Biafran people will continue to speak with the civil disobedience, and nobody can stop it, because it is one of the multidimensional approaches and tools that we are using against the terrorists of one Nigeria. Yes. And like I said before, Biafrans in the media, henceforth going forward, don't help the madness of the enemies of Biafra to fly. Only look for where you have evidences to use against them. Look for only where you have evidences to use against them. Don't go and screenshot whatever nonsense that they have posted and then make it to go viral for them. No. Okay? This is the ways and manners you can destroy the enemies of Biafra going forward. Now, IBB madness. IBB madness of confession is not what every Biafran has seen as something new. Because our supreme leader has told us about this. Our eternal leader has told us about this. Our former president of Biafra has told us about this. General Obosi and many of them have told us about this. Many of the gallant men and women that fought to defend Biafra, they have told us about this before now. So, those that are just hearing it for the first time, we are giving people the privilege to enjoy it now. If you are now ready to believe and take whatever IBB is saying, because it is IBB that is saying it now. We have been saying it all along, so it's nothing new. But where we are going to have problem is to hear some criminal elements coming out to tell you that they want to collect 100 trillion naira blood money on the names of the Biafrans that were slaughtered. Biafran people will hunt you to the last place that you will be found. I'm telling you today. Biafran people will hunt you to the last place that you will be found. If you think that this is placing bounty on the head of prime minister so that they will hang his head on a spike with $650 million. You people are joking. If you think that this is the fine-tuning and the alignment of every preparations of the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with the zoo terrorists in far north and the UK government, if you think that this is the same thing, you have made a very big mistake. If you think that this is the sabotage of Wazirike when he sacrificed all he had to make Biafra a living news, and all of them started being sabotaged from the list of his men to the one you could ever think of. They got sabotaged by you people in Anambra. You sabotage all of them. And then later you brought the last man standing to Wazirike inside detention. A man in chains. You brought his last man standing and then you showed to him, you said, this one has yielded. This is the last man standing. What will you do? If you think that you can erase the blood of Biafrans with mere ink on a paper of signatures and with exchange of figures of different denominations of Naira, Biafran people will hunt you down to the last man standing. It is not a threat, it is a reality. You cannot use ink written on paper to erase the blood of thousands of Biafrans. You cannot use what you will write as figures and call it money to erase the blood of Biafrans that were slaughtered. You hear that somebody come and say, oh, it was not an Igbo coup. Is this the first time you're hearing it? Or when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said he did not take him serious? When Ojukwu said he did not take him serious? When Philbefion said he did not take him serious? When Obosi said he did not take him serious? Even when Nnamdi Azikiwe said he did not take him serious. But because opportunity has availed itself for you to enrich yourself. Because the zoo terrorists will massacre your people. You don't do anything about it. All you need is give us money. We will pocket the Biafran children. We will pocket the Biafran young men and women. Just give us money. It has ever been black and yellow and white and brown envelopes. You collect, you collect, you collect. When I remember, I said the times have changed. There are new sheriffs in town. Yes, the times have changed. There are new sheriffs in town. This one is not, there is new sheriff. No. You see, when people used to see Prime Minister, only him talk. And then you people saw that it was one sheriff in town. This time, there are new sheriffs in town. New sheriffs in town. And there are many. These sheriffs are many, not one, not two. So, if you think that you can erase the blood of Biafrans with mere ink and with just money that you collect, now don't make very big mistake. No idiot born of a woman or even born of a monkey is allowed to collect any money from Zoo Nigeria in the name of compensation for Biafrans that were massacred. Because he's only an idiot. He's only an idiot that will see. He's only an idiot that will see that their children and women and men are slaughtered. And then instead of you to go and look for how to salvage their lives, you'll be going to look for a pot of porridge of yam to eat. That means you are an idiot. The lives of those babies and women and children are not important to you. What is important to you is waiting bele carry. waiting belle face, waiting belle go chop. That is what you are after. The Yorubas are coming together shouting. The elders of the Yorubas. The Middle Beltans are shouting that they are slaughtering their women and children. Even the Fulani terrorists in the far north, Gumi is speaking for them, telling you that they must be defended, that the Fulani terrorists must be protected, that nobody should be allowed to slaughter their families, their women and children, even as they have been known as first-hand terrorists working with ISIS and Al-Qaeda. What is Gumi doing? Defending those people with everything in his blood. Your own case, what are you doing? Idiots that call yourselves Ohanaeze Ndigbo, Ohanaeze Ndigbo, you wear red caps. You see, very soon we will ban the red caps to be worn by some people. We will check the brains and the heads of people that will wear the red caps. Yes. Because some of you that wears this red cap, you're not worthy to wear those caps. You wear caps, you collect money, you sit down to dig the graves of your babies and women and children. While the elders of the north don't wear red caps, but they can reason and protect the integrity of their children. Even children that you will see them with AK-47 from age 5, that they teach them how to use it. They teach them how to use grenade, and they will even tell them, who are you supposed to use this grenade and this weapon on? They say the infidels. They teach them from childhood. Then the idiot that call themselves elders of Biafra land will run to hear where they will make money on the bloods of Biafrans. And they will run and go and say, yes, come and give us 100 trillion naira. We want to collect money as compensation for Biafrans that you were killed. So after you collect the money, what happens next? Will that bring back the lives of the Biafrans that were slaughtered? Will that make a Biafran to be long in one Nigeria? Will that make Biafrans to have their independence nation? Will that bring back the lives of Biafrans that have been slaughtered on a daily basis? Will that bring back the lives of Biafrans that were just slaughtered in Yamufu? Or the ones in Osu? Or the ones in Osumogu? Or is it the ones in Iyala or Uli? Or is it the ones that were slaughtered in Obibo? Is it the ones that were slaughtered in Onitsha? Is it the ones that were slaughtered in Emene? Will that bring back their lives? No, but you want to collect money. You want to collect money because your own is all about money. You see, fly follow smelling body of dead body, enter grave, now so you take die. No be so? Okay. So, if you want to collect money, follow the money. Follow the money. Oh, wetin happen to fly? We follow money. We follow the smell of dead body. So you must see what's in the inside this casket. Now so you take die where they pour am sand. Follow the money. Let us see. Follow the money. Let us see. Follow the money. Oh, let us see. Shameless people. Generations came to be to make good of their names. Your own is that you became a slave to the Fulanis. Every time you are kneeling down to beg the Fulani masters of what position they have to give you and how they have to put you in one position or another so that you can be relevant. So because of relevance in politics, you rather slaughter all the lives of Biafrans in the homeland. Later, you want to run to Canada. We've seen many of you trying to run to Canada, and Canada government say you all will be repatriated back because you partook in the corruption of one Nigeria and the evil. Yes. Some of you may not understand what is happening now. You see, let me make it clear. Before now, the Prime Minister on the umbrella of BRGIE, has saddled the MFA, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, through the Biafra liaison offices in all countries and nations. We have submitted letters of intent explaining what atrocities Nigeria has been committing against Biafran people. We also submitted letters telling every atrocity that happens in Nigeria on a daily basis, with the corrupt practices with the leaders, and even introducing and explaining about the Biafra independence and the reason why we gathered in Helsinki, the reason why we gathered in Lati. So some of you now will sit down and see how Canada is picking up some of these Nigerian criminal governors and politicians and sending them back. You may think that it is magic. It is not magic. They are following up the awareness that the Biafran government has created so far. We have created the highest level of awareness. You may not know. The one that you are doing in the media here daily is also another great momentum. So when you see some people trying to destroy the names of the Biafra liaison offices in your country, look at them very well and call them the enemies within. Yes, because they don't understand what it means to have a Biafra liaison in a particular place. It is a connecting body serving like an intermediary embassy of the Biafran people, where we speak the message of Biafra to those nations and countries that we find ourselves. Put the issue of Biafra on the table for them to know. A lot are ongoing. And what is happening today in Canada is one of the good fruit of what Prime Minister Simon Ekpa planted, which some useless lunatic people want to come and carry the glory. You see, Sonny Akparawa is here. Since Prime Minister went in for this detention, I have never for once come out here and say, I want to be in charge. But I know the mandate that Prime Minister gave me. But you can never hear that I want to come and be in charge. No, I cannot come and try to make myself who I am not supposed to make myself. No, there is a man that sacrificed and is still sacrificing. Did you listen to Caterpillar, the new commander of Ngozi, telling you that Simon Ekpa, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, Ojukwu, Philip Effiong, and all the men that have stood the test of time for Biafra, that they are criminals? Did you hear it? And then told Ngozi, Ngozi, you are the queen mother. Ngozi, you are the one that will make things different. Do it more than Simon Ekpa. Don't listen to anybody. Listen to him alone. And she listened to him. That is why you see her come out and tell you she is the pilot, according to what Caterpillar told him, how she should parade herself, to come and take glory of what she never suffered anything for. When we have three men in our own time, we have Wazirike, we have Nnamdi Kanu, we have Simon Ekpa, our Prime Minister, that have suffered. You are enjoying yourself in UK, in America, in your psychiatric hospital. You give somebody injection, you stand and look the person, later they'll pay you salary for it. While men and women are in the bushes, suffering for you to have Biafra. Then Simon Ekpa now is in detention. Nnamdi Kanu is in detention. Wazirike suffered his own for how many years? Later, he was betrayed and then he came out. Do you think that Wazirike would have hands down if his last man standing and all his men were not betrayed? No! Wazirike wouldn't have backed down. Wazirike would have continued, just like Martin Nnamdi Kanu is continuing today. Just like Prime Minister Simon Ekpa is continuing today. The strength of a freedom fighter in detention is dependent on the followers who are waxing stronger every day. That man Nnamdi Kanu will come to court and tell you, wax on and wax stronger, Biafran people, that I am still fighting for you. It is because he sees that on daily basis, all of you are becoming more formidable, more stronger, no matter anything that is happening. He sees the formidability in you. Make you hear, say, all of us, decamp. The defense in the homeland, decamp. Tell me how our supreme leader alone will be able to still stand convinced inside the tension. No! So don't blame Uwazurike too much. Yes? Don't blame him because he did his best. But you guys know ways and manners of going about to betray and betray and betray and betray. That is why you had to go this far to betray him. So tell those Mprimiri Ohanaeze that they go follow fly, enter the casket as they won't go collect the money. Tell them that is the message. Minister Ife, Minister David, Minister Success, Mr. University, Mazda K, Mercy, Solomon, Nenna, Rachel Fury, Ancestral, our COS to our PM, Minister Suno, and the rest of the ministers I see here. I salute all of you. Eunice, they will from here. I leave the mic for us to continue. I will be here in case clarifications of one or two. They will.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's some information. So let me move the mic now to David. Are you there? Mr. Success. Mr. Success, can you hear me? Okay. University. University, are you there? What is going on now? Can anybody hear me? Okay. I will cut your hand, Master Q. David, are you there? Okay. Master K, what do you want? Okay, let me give a mass. Mercy. Okay. Master K, you still there, tired. Mazuyaka, go ahead. Mazuyaka.
Okay. Sorry.
You muted everybody. Everybody was muted.
Okay, now I understand.
Okay, if you
let me
don't
start again now.
understand.
Mr. Success, are you there? Mazaki, they sleep.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, go
I'm
ahead.
here. Okay, good evening, fellow compatriots.
Oh, now, wow. Whoa.
Good evening, Mazi Sonny, our Minister of Information and Communication. Good evening, fellow Biafrans and all ministers present. The problem we have is that we don't value what we have. Our stories, when we are telling our own stories, we ourselves don't listen to ourselves. We prefer listening to outsiders, and that's the only problem we have. If we can deal with that problem, I think we are perfect. But this story of Igbo Q or not Igbo Q, it has been written in books and articles by different officers of different backgrounds and regions and tribes, including friends who were close to the army then, and the likes of Professor Woshoyinka, who wrote Why We Struck. So he told the story of this Adewale, and the main key factor of the coup and what led to the coup the arrogancy of Sardona of Sokoto, what he was preparing the northern foot soldiers to do. That is what led to the coup, to stabilize the useless entity created by Britain called Nigeria. But yet, people do not still understand that it is not Igbo coup, that a Yoruba man initiated it based on the rank and files of officers, because then there was nothing like quota system. So it is based on merit. Those who were officers, especially majority of them were majors, colonels, and we have few colonels and a whole lot of majors and lieutenant colonels, and a single brigadier general and one major general. And still, all of them have come out to clear the air, including Gowan. But yet, British and it is Michael from BBC tagged it Igbo coup. In fact, Professor Chino Achebe should have been a victim of what he did not know about because of a book he wrote that was to be published earlier morning of that 15th of January, The Man of the People. If you read the book, if you read Chino Achebe's The Man of the People, you will find out that the prevailing circumstances of Nigeria then was almost captured in that book. But was he focusing on Nigeria? No. But by the spirit of writings, he was focusing on Africa as an entity. And British were linking him up to be killed because they were saying that his book instigated the coup. He was in different platforms to defend that kind of allegations. So Ojukwu told us one of the most eloquent story about the coup. Then Ojukwu was the commanding officer of 4th Battalion of Nigerian Army, Kano. And he ordered the coup in his own area. So, Igbo stories or Biafran stories can be best told by outsiders other than us that are victims. And they say Ojukwu caused the war. But you brought your soldiers to attack. Ojukwu did not attack Benue. Ojukwu did not attack Zamfara. Ojukwu did not attack Kano. Ojukwu did not attack Lagos. Ojukwu did not attack Ondo. You brought your soldiers all the way to come and attack him. And they changed the narrative that Ojukwu caused the war. Ojukwu caused the war. For 50 years, still counting, the story we are trending and trending. If you read the Nigerian Biafran Revolution, the cause of Biafran Revolution, written by I think General this is Okaman, General, I will remember his name. Even the one written by Ben Bule, and so many of the books, even the one Ojukwu wrote, because I'm involved, there are books written by civilians and militaries to correct the impression that it is Igbo coup. But yet, the Yoruba propagandists are still terming it Igbo coup. We will sacrifice ourselves to please the Yorubas and they will turn against us. In 2 occasions, it happened within that period, where they want to install Awolowo as a head of state. Second one was when Ojukwu was fighting for Ogundebe to become the head of state, because he is the de facto commander or second in command to General Lonsi. But Ogundebe ran to London and he became a high commissioner of Nigeria to London. And Ojukwu was on the ground fighting for him. What a betrayal! What a betrayal! Igbos, that alone cost Igbos how many thousands of lives? Is it the Aguri incident? Whatsoever that Igbos or Biafrans try to do to please their one Nigeria, it will turn against them and to cost life. At least I was a witness in the year 2000 when Mohammed's status was drawn with a short sleeve in far away Afghanistan. and they killed Igbos in Kaduna and Kano. The only governor that had the temerity to retaliate was Ojizo. These same vultures that they call Ohanaeze Ndigbo collected the money for mass burial of our people in Kano. And it happened over and over and over. Even of recent, the immediate past governor, illegitimate governor of Anambra State, Obiano, said each one person killed by a Fulani, they should pay 500,000 naira. As if that was not enough. Ohanaeze, as of last year, prepared to go and plead to Fulanis for forgiveness over this state Igbo coup. That everybody now is jubilating and it's no longer working now. But this him of same Ohanaeze that is asking for this change, how many trillions of naira? We are preparing to go and tender apology to the Fulanis over this very matter. And you tell me that they are normal. But my problem is that I don't know which of the branches of Ohanaeze because they are breaking into pieces now. They have torn themselves into pieces. Because a house that divided against each other cannot stand. So IBAB coming to tell the story, it is not a new story to us. We have read books, both of civilians and of military, and of eyewitness. We understand the whole thing that transpires. And we apply the same principle in this present revolution. Our problem is that we do not think of what happened yesterday. We say, nah, can't shake for Morgan. Let us move ahead. Moving to where? The road path to your future is the history of yesterday. If you're not shaping the history of yesterday, you may not get to the destination of the future. Never. And this is why so many of us are very, very, very tough. Because we read and we were like, we were there when it was happening. The anger was still boiling in us. So this man is over 90 years. I just pitied him. He needs to clear his conscience. That is the actual genocide is gone before he finally joined his ancestors. Because he, as a Christian, supposed to know better what the Araba movement of from 1957 down to 1966 mean. The Araba movement, it started in 1957, championed by Ahmadu Bello. During the British were telling them to calm down, they know what to do. They falsified the census. And they give a very small portion, just for like what they did. Sabos are landlocked. And when you look at Anambra State, where we have the River Niger, there's the one they call River Niger. There are many rivers in Anambra. Where we have the Orase River, where that didn't go to the Atlantic Ocean in Bayelsa. If you look at Abia State, we have the Owaza River that even leads to the Blue Sea. Azumini River, the Blue River. It is a big river. Then you look at other places, there's a holy river that surrounds our land, and yet they claim we are landlocked. By trying to partition those places and give them one useless nickname and put an enmity between them and the hater, you are not one. Who are doing all these things? The Yoruba journalists, they learn well from the British. So Ohanaeze did not start their shenanigans today. Yeah, last year they went to beg Fulani for this mission. Today they want to marketize this very mission, this very truth. And they know what awaits them. They really know what awaits them. It is not about coming on pages of newspaper to make claims. 5 million people died, mostly children, and you want to benefit from their blood. I think there's nothing to swear about. There's nothing to swear about. Then as of those who are distracting us, who have no more topic or update, when our legal team in Finland was still updating them, they were doing Buga. Now there's no more update. Everywhere is sealed. She wants to go to Finland by Wednesday. So we're going to do what? Who is inviting her to Finland? Who gave her invitation to Finland? Let's watch how it goes. But Prime Minister Simon Ekpa said something. You cannot betray me and succeed. It is a word enshrined on a rock. You cannot betray me and succeed. I thank America very well for trying to intervene in Shoaiba's matter. But I'm telling you, Shoaiba's matter is a yardstick to our own, because they tried the experiment of Shoaiba and it is going to work before they lay hand on our prime minister. And today, Shoaiba matter is no longer working. And what are they trying to do now? They are looking for a way to negotiate. Under under instruction, they must negotiate. America has given them that order, and nobody should be the mediator. Just like PM has said that Finland will mediate over the affair of Biafra. It will happen. It's a prophetic word. So let us keep our faith alive, keep praying for our prime minister, keep praying for our leader, Maznan Bikam. They are pressurizing him to sign different things so that he can be released. Good things are about to happen. That's why they pressurize my Ikemba. Only how many months remain for America, President Nixon to come and intervene and recognize Biafra. They pressurize Ojukwu to go into exile. With him, especially from his own casement, to go into exile. It was when Ojukwu get to Africa that he understood what was about to happen. And I'm telling you, the dimension that our Prime Minister is taking on this mission has never been taken before. This shows that we are going to succeed. So, whatever you be Caterpillar or whatever you are, those who came to make money, I think Caterpillar has made 50 million naira is not a small money. He caught them by the beer and ran away. We are not regretting this, our money, and we cannot regret it. But I pity on those who contribute the money. And some fools are still contributing. Continue contributing to them. All we know is that nobody can destroy the BDF. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. BDF will live to defend the holy lands of God. So, all departments, please put your hands together, monitor the women's movement in Finland, especially our people in Finland. She's coming to Finland on Wednesday. Unless if she will hear the update of our 8 p.m. and cancel the movement. But everything has been arranged for she to travel to Finland secretly. What is she going to do in Finland? That is the question. What is she going to do? Who is inviting her? Is PM inviting her? No, of course not. Is the legal team she called criminal, especially our attorney Mariam, that she called all sorts of names and all her eras. We on her. Is she the one that is inviting her? So the business that they did not conclude, I think they are going to conclude it. It is dead on arrival. It is dead on arrival. One victory is that PM cannot be extradited. That is number one. Number two victory is that he is going to be released, whether they like it or not. They will free him. Number four, which is the final, or number three, which is the final, is that the recognition of Biafra will start from the USA. Will start from the US. And then that is the final victory. Including our leader and all detainees will be released. So keep eye on the ball, according to our Prime Minister. All eyes on the rising sun. Chuku Kikabema is about to do something. Don't get tired. Keep preaching and preaching. BDF will leave. The Briggy will leave. Brigi is our vehicle to the destination of the United States of Biafra. The United States of Biafra is the destination. Brigi is the vehicle. We have not. We are still going home. We are on our way going home, and we are in a vehicle conveying us. The vehicle conveying us is Brigi. So, and our pilot now is okay, acting on behalf of our Prime Minister. Our Prime Minister said, "I'm not going to hand over this baton to anybody. I am going to finish the race. I'm going to finish the race." So, in case those who are taking faith away from our Prime Minister and they confirming it on somebody who doesn't understand what law and propaganda means, cannot differentiate between real news and propaganda. If that goes, that means Biafra will be a foolish nation. But over it cannot be, because wise men are here. More than millions of wise men are here ready to receive the new nation. Work towards your success and make sure you continue to support BDF, continue to support the liberation, continue to pray for our success. Chukwu Okike Abiyama will help us succeed. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mazi, for this opportunity and time you gave to me. And those who are celebrating IBB's book, they should continue celebrating. It is not new to us. They should go and get all those books I will mention. There are a whole lot of them, including the scripts written by Nzogu himself. I've come across such a script, and details of the queue was there. We are there. There are so many others. Go and make research. It is not a. This man is a copycat. He's just a. He's a copycat. He copied from other people. What happened in his regime? He lied in everything that happened in his regime. And people are jumping up and saying, no, it's not able to. Ohanaeze said, okay, since it's not able to, you have to give us this is also trillions. Idiots everywhere. But you've forgotten that you have set up a panel to go and beg Fulani. It is in the news. Please, will let us go and dig out these headlines and start flooding to Ohanaeze, the shameless elders that they have not with, because I cannot have such person as an elder. They say, respected. A foolish boy can grow up to become an elder. That is who they are. They were foolish when they were in their youth, and they have grown up now to become an elder, and they say, respect an elder. I don't have respect for such folks. They're idiots. They cannot stick to their words. They are businessmen. They are buying the dead body of our people. It doesn't matter if the one once there is money, you don't have problem. You can kill as many as you want to kill. We are comfortable. We can send our children to UK. Very soon, all of their children and family will be deported. All will be deported, and they will face the wrath of their village. If they tell a Koreman that he will be in prison until this time, will he agree? And he was even imprisoned by a corrupt British government. It is not now that we have a saint who in America that is looking into every corner, that all of them are going to escape it. Never. Trump and Elon Musk and the Mark Rubin can never allow them to escape this. So here I am for my submission. Thank you, madam. Good evening.
Yeah, thank you very much, my resources. Thank you for that. University, are you there? University, are you there? Dave,
I am here watching again.
who? Yeah, go on.
Mazi, can I ask question? Because please, my battery is running down.
Nobody should unmute again. No. Nobody. Well, I don't like this kind of unmuting your mic without calling your name. Please, everybody, calm down. University, are you there? But your voice is very low.
Can you hear me?
Yes, it's okay now. Please wait first. Let Mercy go. After Mercy, then you go next. Yes, Mercy, go ahead.
Thank you. The question I want to ask, how are we sure this woman is not in Finland already? That's all I want to ask. My battery is running down. Please, thank you. I know 8
Mr.
p.m. to. I wish her she's not there already. Had to stop her immediately. So that woman is evil. If she could be there for 2 weeks and PM didn't know, and now she's planning to go in 2 days' time. Thank you. Okay.
Anyway, she's saying that she wants to go. What else is she going to
Rage,
provide?
Rage, stop this
Everything.
thing now. Rage, stop this thing first. Minister of Information, are you there?
I beg, bring Rage down.
I will drop him now. Sources,
Can you hear me?
sources. Yes, can you answer the question, please?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Somebody said, how are we sure if she's not there? Message came from APM. It was an announcement. It was not for us to ask if she is not there already or not. When intel is dropped, you use it to work. You don't stay on air and then start asking what you have to do. I leave it there.
Yeah, thank you very much, Minister of Information. Okay, University, go ahead.
Thank you so very much, and the Minister of Information.
University, your voice is not coming out.
Can you hear me?
Yes, it's okay now.
Good. I've told our people to that any information that is not coming from the Biafra Republic government in the Ministry of Information, you don't take it so very serious, except if that message has been diluted by Biafrans who have done their research from capable source, from a reliable source. You don't take those information serious, and the way we are so I understand everybody is skeptical about the situation of Prime Minister, but we must do what the Prime Minister wants us to do. You understand? So earlier we discussed about this, and Biafran should we know what to do to get Biafra. We should stay focused on that, and I think that is what I wanted to say to that also. And I want to thank Success the way he was. Explaining and talking about our heroes who have made sacrifice to this freedom that we are looking for. I mean, we are very lucky generation, and we have this privilege to serve our land. This is the reason why we were born to do this, and we must know that a lot of things are going to happen. This small one that just happened, and things are like this. What if something bigger happened? So we should know that we are living our life, the life of freedom, and fighting this battle. We are going to win. It is our turn to make something happen, make our people celebrate, and we have to give it all. We are not going to make mistake, and if not that APM is requiring all Biafrans to fall back according to instruction. If not, we should not even talk so much about these people, because results are coming out, and with the result that the Biafran Republic government in exile will produce is going to change the whole story. And people are even coming back. A lot of people are beginning to decamp from those unreal things that Madame Baobab they are trying to do. You know, and as regards to the security of our land, and our information minister lamented about sabotage. People collect money, and out of that, you see, when people are out of desperation, you make mistakes. If your decisions are flooded, you are going to run into a very serious danger, to the extent that you start, giving criminals money to kill your people. That's the highest crime and the highest sabotage can never be committed. We have seen everything in this struggle. We've seen so much, you know. Now we see people who gather Biafrans, collect millions of Ejema from them and give it to Caterpillar. Don't know, give it to Ebubagu to harm your people. There is no sabotage, there is no sin that you will commit against yourself. If you are able to commit sin against yourself to the extent that there are loss of life, waste of resources, and even being duped in the process, this is the biggest shame that will ever happen to any individual in a system like this. So we are fighting, and our ancestors, they are watching, they are supporting. Heaven and earth is very happy with us in what we are doing. Yeah, but there are human demons who do not believe in freedom, especially if such group of people happens to benefit from you being oppressed and incapacitated.
What happened to Minister Bride? Is he still talking? I can't hear him anymore. Can anyone hear him? Okay. Continue, please.
Pay serious attention until Nnamdi Kanu begin his work. I think if the Minister of Information is not hearing me, I have to. Okay, okay, Diokpa, thanks so very much. Our place, when other places, people are beginning to understand the reasons for peace and unity. They are very, very well organized. But in our place, people collect money. People collect money to betray their own future. And they are suffering, they are complaining. Even somebody who complained the most will still be the exact person that will even not think about anything when they give him money. But the Biafran gatekeepers will keep the gate of Biafran people safe. And if anybody try to pass, they don't have any space to pass. And I thank God that we have a very formidable Ministry of Information. This ministry has its own police. It has its own internal security as a very large network for the liberation of our people. So I appreciate us. I continue to advise us to do what we are doing. The resources that we are giving to the defense of our land will never be in vain. We have invested so much into the system that we cannot allow anybody to just come and make something and say it deserves itself. Such thing does not exist. It is too bigger and too very complex than whatever anybody from any group is trying that it can just make. There is a unity of purpose in this system that is very strong. So you cannot be able to break anything. Our people are suffering and dying. And to alleviate that and pull out the terrorists out of our land is our mission. It is a duty as this responsibility falls upon every single Biafrans that are privileged among the chosen ones. Thank you so very much, everybody. And if I yield my mic here, thank you so much. I hope I was heard because I'm using my smartwatch to receive this broadcast. democracy.
Yeah, thank you very much, University. Uh, Ancestral.
Good evening, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on our time zone. Am I coming out? Am I coming out?
Yes.
Okay. So now I want to say something based on what our information minister said, based on this
Ancestral.
Ohanaeze Ndigbo. Hello?
Ancestral.
Yes?
Yes, noise is coming out from your side. Are you using?
Am I coming out now?
It's okay now. Yes.
Uh-huh. So, based on the topic we are discussing about Ohanaeze Ndigbo, Ohanaeze Ndigbo, demanding 100 trillion because of the death of our people that IBB, what is his name, Gowan, and other people have said that the Igbo Q, the Nigerian Q, is not Igbo Q. They have confessed. They know all these things before. One thing all of us have to understand is that Ohanaeze and Igbo are not representing Igbo people. One thing we have to know is that all these Ohanaeze, you see that is being appointed by Fulanese through our governors in Eastern region. Now, the recent one that happened, you know, I was one time a member of Ohanaeze Igbo Youth when it was going fine. The last one that was good before Iwu Anyanwụ became this thing. It was this man from Imo State that he used to become his turn. That man was a staunch member from this thing. But Hope Uzodimma, that criminal, he single-handedly appointed that one that died before Iwu Anyanwụ replaced him. Why the main Ohanaeze was doing their election, they had picked the other one from Imo State. That one who fought for that one died. Then it reaches the time of Iwu Anyanwụ. Iwu Anyanwụ was there. Nobody opposed him because there was no much opposition. He was there and he died. Before the other one that died, before this one, they made. Remember about how many weeks ago, the person that is become his turn to become Igbo youth, Ohanaeze Igbo this thing, President Uche Okuku from River State. Uche Okuku was a staunch member of Ohanaeze and he's an Igbo man. He's even the person that said that Lagos High Sea, that Port Harcourt is more closer to this thing than and he's more even Igbo than us. He's the person that stands that River State and all of them is Igbo. He speaks Igbo very well. It is his turn to become Ohanaeze. But the criminal Peter Mba in Enugu State, as they were doing their own election in River State, Peter Mba and their Ifrani stooge, they were here in Enugu House of State House of this thing, doing and picked another person. It becomes a this thing. So he has Fulani State. So there's nothing like Ohanaeze. All of them, they are Fulani people. All our politicians, all our governors, all of them, they are Fulani slaves. They have handpicked them so that they will be there. Anything they tell them, they will do. So forget that. There were those people that are demanding for their own pockets. Don't you even know that it is Peter Mba and the other governors that made mention of this 100 trillion because IBB, they have said that that Q is no longer Igbo Q. It is general Q. Then another thing I want to say, when our information minister said about Wazurike, that is last man standing, I will not say he's telling lie, but that narrative, because I'm a staunch member of MASOB, I started MASOB in the year 2000 till date. Understand me? Not that when Wazurike, when we found out that Wazurike was sabotaging, we left him. As I left him, we joined BCOS, Biafra Zionist movement. Then when this man was arrested, hello, are you hearing me?
Yes.
So,
Who's
so when
talking, please?
Benjamin,
Drop.
Okay.
so when Benjamin Onwuka was arrested, as we went to Radio House in Enugu to do some this thing, when he was arrested, then our leader Mazen Amdekano was then forming IPUB. Then that's 2012 We joined them. I said, okay, the any moving train that will be there. We joined IPOB, we organized everything in Enugu. We started from the foundation, 2012. Before 2014, people started hearing of IPOB very well. Then Wazirike was a saboteur. Wazirike, there's no man that sabotaged him. Wazirike, even during 2003, there's this man that called Innocent Oji, this current BNG, Biafra National Guard commander. We know him before he was arrested. Innocent Oji was one time in Nigerian military, but because of Masobi, he decamped and joined. Innocent Oji formed his men. If you see this Biafra, if you then with the uniform, you cry that the type of that is the type of as in they carry anointing that they in their body. If you see them, you yourself, even if you don't you carry better, you drop it. The type of anointing that was coming out from their body. Innocent thought you carry their men, they were in the other state where they call those places. They fought Nigerian government for more than 6 months. And then it was through the help of our internal that gave them 30,000.
Ancestral.
Yes.
We are not here to analyze the goodness and mercy of Innocent Toji or Wadrike. We are making a point to the zoo terrorists and the governors that we
okay.
have. Listen, so that you will know how to go with a particular topic and when you are analyzing it. When you come out to use the nail on the head of the zoo governors, it is not time to go and open the nyash of Wazirike or Oji. Well, we know that Wazirike has his flaws. Didn't you listen to the man that was in the panel who wrote the book? They asked him, in your book, you scolded General Ojukwu. He said, yes. He said, thank God that you pointed that out. But I fought on the side of Ojukwu. But in my book, I scolded him and then I pointed it out. But at this very point, I am here to defend that same Ojukwu and the Biafra side. So we are not here to explain the flaws of Wazirike or the goodness and mercies of Wazirike and Oji. We are here to spell out the sabotage that the governors of the East and the Ohanaeze Ndigbo, how they work so hard to sabotage every man that comes out to do one thing or another that Biafra light will speak. Wazirike sacrificed his own time, whether he did it the wrong way, he deserved that accolade. So who took his men? Who took one of his commanders to him inside detention? Was it you? No, it was Andy Uba. Andy Uba opened his mouth and said that this is the tactics that they use to cripple Wazirike. They took one of his gallant commanders to him inside detention to weaken him, to show him that this is the last man standing. So we're not here to dig into the goodness and mercy of Wazirike and the way he got his flaws or that of Oji. So keep that one aside. Nail on the wickedness of the zoo. For now, we are praising Wazirike. Don't sing his bad side now. Sing his good side now. That is what we want to sing now, so that we can use it to kill the bed of the zoo terrorist enemies that we have in the governors and the Ohanaeze Ndigbo. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Wazirike did his own this because I remember when that time when nobody was proud to speak about Biafra. If you want to speak about Biafra, you go to your neighbor's ear and be shouting that like Biafra. But Wazirike has a boldness to declare it. It's on his mandate that all of us are he tried very well, but he has his flaws. It was this Uchechukwu Belije and this man you called Ifeanyi Oba that destroyed him. But that one apart. So it isn't them, all of them, that the same people that are members of Ohanaeze Ndigbo. All these politicians, that are them that is doing all this work, trying to this thing. So, but what we are saying is that, like we said, that this generation have come to restore Biafra, no matter anything they do. So we should know that this politicians, they are Fulani touch in our, so they can do anything. People that will even be praying as Fulani, come and let us come and give you land so that you do your ruga. And you see what Peter Mba is doing in Enugu, destroying people's houses, doing everything that he's building, why he's not building anything, making people to suffer. Or the same thing in different states is what they're doing. You understand? So the Ohanaeze Ndigbo is the problem we'll have. And other, okay, let me stop so that person will continue. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ancestral Warriors.
Please, it's very late on my part here, please.
Don't start. I don't call you. Radio. If you do this thing again, I will drop you. I'll give another person mic. Understand? Allow me to call somebody, or you control it. Please, go ahead.
Okay, I should go ahead.
Already
Will
call
I go
your
ahead,
name
sir?
now.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Please, don't be offended. It's very late in my side. Greetings to you, great dear fans all over the world. I greet you, my honorable Minister of Information, and our Minister Success. I don't know if he has left. Thank you very much, sir, for your time. To every great dear friend that is present here, especially our mothers and our sisters. Is any one of them here? I greet you all. Special greeting to my Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Ekpa, and to my great leader Mazin Nadekano, as well as our beloved acting Prime Minister, His Excellency Kelly, who is acting on behalf of our Prime Minister today. A special greeting to the entire Biafra Liberation Army, the Biafra Defense Forces, all the personnel from the greatest to the least, from the Chief of Defense Staff, Triple Star General Igwe Butuzo, Chief of Naval Staff, David Black, to all the great commanders, Holy Ghost, Gentle, Liquid Metal, UTC and UTC, you know. I really greet you all for protecting the children and the women of Biafra, for protecting the old fathers and mothers of Biafra, the youth of Biafra. That is what you have always been doing. Thank you very much for your endless sacrifice. We I'm talking about the topic here. You know, it's this is why, you know, sometimes it really breaks my heart to see that elders that are supposed to be filled with wisdom are the ones that display a lot of foolishness and stupidity today. You understand? So just imagine Ohanaeze saying they should be giving some millions of naira. So with those millions of naira, are they able to replace the lives, millions of lives of Biafrans that we have lost? Look at the way elders are reasoning, because to them it's just all about money, money, and money. Give the elders of Biafra from Pandefu, IDU, Isoko Development Urban Progressive Union, UPU. Give all of the money. Once you give all of the money, you know, they will sell the youth, sell their children. This is what they stand for. Okay, money, and these are people that call themselves elders. In spite of fortunate. Look at now. These are stories that we'll be hearing from even our leader Mazin Nadekano has spoken about this so-called Igbo coup. They always call. Explain everything. And like our Minister Success explained. A lot of books, a lot of our people have spoken these things time and times again. You understand? Just that when the truth is spoken by our people, we don't take our own seriously, like Minister Success said. You understand? And that is very quite unfortunate. That is very quite unfortunate. But when an outsider say it, this is when we take it seriously. We'll see it as truth. You get it? And because of this hatred they have for us, they keep subjugating us. They relegated us to in fact, to the lowest of the low. You understand? Marginalization everywhere. You see? Killing everywhere. Our lives does not mean anything to them. Every now and then they destroy our people's property, our people's job. That is very easy. Sometimes it really pains me a lot when you see some of our people, they have the money, you have the money, and you cannot even put your money into the freedom of your people, into the liberation of your people. When Unadi is killed, you are killed. When Ogenero is killed, you are killed. When a Kaite is killed, you are killed. When any part of the Biafra, when anybody is killed from any part of Biafra, you are killed. And after you are fronting your weight on social media, you spray dash money, you go to burial, spray money, waste money here and there. Why a little child that is from your region is being killed? She has no security. That old woman is being raped. She has no security. Old fathers are being massacred by Nigeria-sponsored terrorists. They have no security. And you cannot even put in your money for their security. And you come on social media to be flaunting your words, throwing money away. Honestly, I really cry for our people, you understand? So sometimes I look at it like, okay, is it that it's foolish elders that God gave to us? Like it has always been said, it is the foolish child of yesterday that grows up to be an elder today. Eh? This is why I was very mad at our mother, at our Ono. You understand? Because the mother that should sit down and see what and the local that you mama go on top of you. And he cannot even see what on the ticket. Is it foolish? Yes. Because the ability of the elder to sit down and see what a child cannot see when the child climbs up. It's wisdom. He doesn't have that wisdom. And that he said our people to go and put money to new mandate that anything that happens should be held responsible. So if an elder does not have that, what do you use to decide that elder? It's not a full elder. You understand? This is how I was very mad at some people say they should just kill it. It's only foolish that people look at every like whatever they call it. Till the death. That's what for freedom of speech. You see the gay animation. Did that man die? Edwin Clark. You know even bear is native name. What kind of elders are these? You understand? Our elders are elders that once they collect money like this, they don't care about their children. Let the children go and die. At their old age, what are they going to do with money for goodness? That is what I can't even understand. You see old people of over 80 years today. From our region, you see that they have chain of cars. What are they doing with chain of cars? And young men self, they cannot buy bicycle. Young men self, they cannot get married. And you see elderly people like Ned, is it Ned whatever they call them. Eh? They have a lot of money, you understand? And they don't even for the limitation of people. God people for what they do. When he was child, any Biafran. When they see that young lady, young man killed, that is where they derive their joy from. When they oppress the helpless, that is where they get their joy from. They move around with their escort, battalion of mobile police, battalion of military, just to oppress. They are hustling to survive, just for survival. We do not say what to drag. We don't say that what to drag big mansions. Ask them. Give us opportunity. Let us also say that this more for people. They say no way. They fight for everything. Go policies that make life so difficult. A government that does not people. You also manage to get a little thing to put on your table. You can still be with policies that make life so miserable. You understand? Honestly, it's very, very honest. I'm talking about going to Finland. Like anybody go to Finland, you understand? No evidence that she's going to provide that we don't have the kind of evidence. You understand? Nigeria is over. Nothing that President Ohanaeze is going to do to implicate Prime that is going to go anywhere. It's not going to more than what she has done already. You understand? So what I want to ask our people is that Finland is a nation that upholds rule of law, and they have their process. They follow the process. I know there will be influence to delay further. You understand? But let's just keep doing what we are doing. If it's donation, just keep donating. If it is speaking, just keep speaking. If it's sitting, kudos to all people. You understand? This is a decide to what? It's a collective see what we are doing. You understand? At the end of the day, our prime will come and so anybody thinking that is going to be repatriated or is going to be extradited. That person is because it's a crime that they innocent. Not even crime. It's not the same thing that they hold our leader kind of overflows in Nigeria with equal extents. They cannot even have any evidence to think our leader here in it. So is it a plan that respect of that want to convict prime minister for defending his helpless, innocent children and women that are victims of Nigerian sponsor terrorists in uniform and in Iraq? It's not the same thing that they are doing over the minister. So let's disregard once again. I don't thank you very much for giving me to speak. I yield the mic.
That's so much.